Yo, yo, yo. Looks like we got some people in pre-chat. Let me know if you can hear me. It's been almost a full year since I've streamed. So we're gonna see how this goes. But overall I'm pretty excited. What is good? Hello, hello. Yeah, I'm not in my normal studio for now, so the environment's a little bit different. But we should be okay. I just hoping there's not too much background audio. But yeah, let me know how it is. Also, let me know if I'm too quiet. All that jazz. We're gonna get started pretty soon though. Ah, okay. I think my audio was not correct. It should be correct now. Um, what's up, Fanlin? What's up, Ansel? Let me know if you can hear me. And yeah, we're back. We're actually back. It's crazy. Yeah, I'm gonna start very soon. I just want to make sure things are good to go. All right. I'm testing the audio for myself. Let's see if this works. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Hello. What's up, Warwick? Good to hear you. Okay, I think I'm a little bit quiet. Let me boost. All right, we're going up with decimal. Let's see if this is okay. Minus 17 is the peak. Okay, I can go up way more. Testing. All right, protect your ears, everyone. This is output gain. 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing. Sounds good. Okay. If it's too loud, then all right, should be okay. Yeah, the setup it's weird from the streams stuff for when I record. It's like technically the same, but it turns out different. All right. So we should be good to go now. Yo, yo, yo. Okay, people are filtering in. I know that some people will want to know about this stream. So let me hit up my socials real quick and then we're chilling. All right. In the meantime, let's see. I'll let you guys think. Let me know. I should probably start a poll, but We're talking about the death battle submissions today. So if you want to start talking about which one's your favorite one, go ahead. But we're gonna get through them pretty soon. Let me just do this live stream stuff. It's been like nearly a full year, so I'm a little rusty on like everything I have to do. I am not locked in, but we are doing okay in general. Okay, where's my thumbnail? Okay, that's what I need to do. Thumbnail. Oh, there it is. Okay. Instagram story. Live now. I just have like a really easy workflow, so I just like do this. But yeah, I know it's been a long time since I streamed. Even since I've kind of been on like not really a hiatus for the past month, but just a lot of busy work that prevented me from making new videos, and I've been like traveling around. But very soon there's gonna be like some absolutely insane stuff happening, and even now there'll be some insane stuff. I should look at. Okay, hold up. I have to plug some stuff. I just need to make sure I have like all the media for it. Maybe what I'll do is I'll just video my phone. It's like I am logged out of my Instagram on my PC, so I can't pull it up. But okay, I can like divert you guys to the other stuff. Okay, so we'll get started. We'll get started here. I think we're just about all ready. Maybe did I plug it in Dan? Let me actually go to Dan really quick and bump the message. You know what'd be funny is I just abused my owner power and at everyone. Okay, stream me now. And I need to plug to Dan Instagram as well. So let me Dan Instagram. Okay, so we'll do things in some sort of order. All right, let's check cameras. Hello, everyone. I am here. How's everyone going? What's up, Shaps? What's up, Kian? Oh, is Nara here? And Reza? All right, we got the whole gang going. What's up, Aspen? Hello. I'm back. I'm finally doing a stream. I checked. It's literally the last stream was the last death battle round 1, I think. So I should teach Poison Dragon. I really should. Reza, should that be let me think. I have a tutorial planned for this month if I can get to it. September has one is going to be open book. So October, before I go to the Lyon convention, could potentially be Poison Dragon. The problem is I only shaped it. I didn't actually fold it. So the sequence might be a little cursed because I'm just going to have to grab the crease pattern and guess, right? Poison Dragon for OBB comp. Oh, who wants to? Maybe I should hire someone to diagram it. That'd be insane. Okay. Hello. Looks like we're doing good. Let me do some plugging really quick before I forget. Okay, let's see if this works. Cool. No, it's not working. Okay, it's frozen. There's a horse. You'll see why we have the horse soon. Uh-oh. Is it on? Okay. All right. So first things first. Wow. Okay, hold on. Let me boost the exposure. I was taking photos. We're just gonna. Okay, this looks good. All right. So first things first. The next event I'm going to is Origami Palooza, hosted by Paper Tree. If you've been watching the channel, you know all about Paper Tree because I talk about them a lot. They're amazing, and I'm going to be at this event. It's like a one-day origami competition and convention where there's classes. I'm one of the special guests. John Collins is the other guest. He's the paper plane guy. as you can see, the paper plane guy. So if you are in the area of Japantown, San Francisco, or just in California, that will be a really exciting event to come to because a lot of reasons. For one, there is an origami competition. I will be judging. One of them is one of my models, and I've seen that some of you in chat have already submitted folds. And they're looking pretty good. But there'll be a pretty cool prize. I can't exactly remember what the prize is, but if it's not good enough, I'll make it better. And then there's an open competition, so just anything you've folded or designed for all ages, you can submit to that. So that's one exciting part. Another exciting part is that I'll be teaching classes. So what am I actually teaching? I'm teaching the box head, which has a tutorial, but if you want to in person, it's pretty cool. And the other class, the headliner class, is the Great Swordsman, which I haven't taught in a while. And it was like a Origami World Marathon. And to reteach it, I actually improved the design a little bit. So this is still the old one, but it's pretty neat. But I made the design a little bit, just like a tad bit better. And then there's one more like super, super exciting thing, which if I need to pull it up without leaking it. Okay, how do I do this? It's made kind of janky. Hold up. Yeah, I need to actually try not to leak it in its entirety. That'd be very bad. Okay, let's do this one first. Because it's cool. And then, okay, sorry. As you can see, I was a little bit behind in trying to prep. My bad, guys. But okay, we'll be okay. I'm talking to myself. I'm gonna be okay. And then I'll get to chat in a bit if you guys have questions. But let me get these announcements done. Okay, and then I should close this so I don't leak anything. Ansel is going. Is that Ansel going? Ansel's going. Yes, awesome. Alexander's going. Yo, let's go. All right. Yo, I'm excited to see y'all there. It's going to be really cool. Okay, so the second part of it, which is a big part of what's actually happening at Origami Palooza. So the people who said they're going, this is for you. Boom. One of the events is a book signing for Complex Origami by Boyce. This is good. This is my upcoming book, and I just realized my camera in this setup is flipped and it's not on the other. Okay, whatever. That's kind of awkward. Hold on a second. It's actually bothering me. One second. Why am I flipped? Okay, flip horizontal. Okay, now it looks like I'm actually looking the right way. Okay, there you go. Look, I'm looking at the screen. Okay, so Complex Origami by Boyce. Again, the feature diagram is the Great Swordsman, which is really fun. I was able to finish the diagrams. These are hand drawn by me. I'm not the best diagrammer, but you know, it worked out. It's cool. I had some people test fold and they gave me advice. I also got advice from John Montrol on just like diagrams in general. So I'm pretty excited for that one. But there are, I think, 11 different diagrams. And this is a published book. Check this out. I got an ISBN number. It's legit. It's happening. I saw the first test print today. It's going to be cool. There is only going to be physical copies sold at Origami Palooza for now, and they're all going to be signed copies if you come get it at the signed copy event. So I apologize for everyone internationally and watching online who cannot make it, but at least for now, the only copies are going to be sold there. I do want to plan to produce it, you know, available for more international people, or maybe even a digital format later. but at least for the launch, it's going to be physical only. It's kind of, part of supporting Papertree and doing all that sorts of stuff. So that's pretty exciting. All right, that's like my first announcement. Second announcement is more tied to what we're actually doing today, which is reviewing the Origami Dan Death Battle. And so if you don't know Origami Dan, it's my Discord server, and you can go to their Instagram. If you have Instagram, this is origami.dan_community. This is our public facing page, and we have a lot of stuff here. So go check it out. We have volunteers on our social media team putting in a lot of great work, and you can see that this was just posted about an hour ago, and we're going to be reviewing round 1 folds for this event. The death battle is a bracket-based origami competition. As you can see, there's a few 1v1v1s, but eventually it's 1v1. And so some of the other seeds are 1v1, which is really exciting. It's one of the coolest formats for origami competition. And we have a prize pool that's valued around $2,500, if not more. So these people are like seriously competing. It's actually insane. So I'm really excited to look into this. But go ahead. That's a plug for the Dan Instagram. Go follow if you want to keep track of stuff. And it's pretty good. All right, let's see how y'all are doing before we get to the next segment, which is going to be our origami review for the members. And then we're going to start going into the death battle review. And I'm going to preface this, and I'll say this multiple times through the stream probably. I'm not going to be very nice. We have a serious competition going. I'm going to be pretty harsh about these judges or these critiques and judgment on what I think, the winner or strategy or stuff like that. But hopefully if you're competing, you can get some feedback from me. I'm not always 100% correct, but hopefully it is helpful. I'm not going to be like, oh, you're bad. I'm going to have constructive feedback, but I am going to do my best not to sugarcoat anything, which I think is going to be fun. All right. I'll drink some of my coffee. New voice book. Yes, the voice book is happening, which is funny because I've recently released an actual book, like Bookman as a design, which is like voice book or voice book man, but now there's voice book. Low for diagrams. Dude, if Low wants to diagram the poison dragon, actually, if I make Low diagram the poison dragon, it might make him go insane. Oh, Reza's going to Palooza too. Oh, sick. All right. Reza, I'll bring the poison dragon then to display on exhibition. Low key, what if you submit that for your contest because you technically folded it? Thanks, Mark. Congrats on the book, boys. The cover looks sick. Thank you. I tried to do something that wasn't like too crazy. So like my inspiration for this is I have it. There's a few. So one of them is this classic Robert Lang book. And not necessarily the cover, but more so like the spine and the binding, which you'll see on the physical book. I don't have an image of that. And then my bookshelf needs to be organized. This, right. So I was thinking like, what books or people in general influenced the origami I made quite a lot. Obviously this one quite a bit. Kind of a legendary book right there. And I like beige colors a lot, so I was like, okay, that's pretty safe, and it blends well with the Great Swordsman. Hello, Han. I unfortunately cannot read Korean. I apologize. But thanks for coming to the stream. Keon, you're making 3D Pokemon cards. Ooh. Oh, Reza said I'm not going. Oh, man. Okay, I guess I won't bring the Poison Dragon then. Shafts, isn't that us? That is you guys. The social media team. Let's go. Okay. Sorry if I missed other questions. Feel free to re-ask if I didn't get to it. Yeah, I'm a little rusty on reading chat. Oh, Master Rozo, hello. Yeah, go to sleep because it's midnight. Yeah, get some good rest. Thanks for tuning in just for a little bit. This stream will be recorded unless I accidentally like leak my entire book or something like that and have to take it down. So you'll be able to watch later, but good stuff. Do any of you like Pokemon? Okay, Pokemon is pretty relevant because we're going to be reviewing one pretty soon. All right, so let's move into the first phase of this stream, and that is featuring our OBB members. One of the perks back when I was streaming a lot was once a month we would do a review. Unfortunately, it's been 11 months, so yeah, we haven't had that in a while. But we do have some for today, which is awesome. And I'm going to start with F22. So here we have a fold of Kimaro's Crab. And F22 says that, okay, it's not my typical type of models, but one of 5 recommendations. Could have done better for Kimaro's Crab. Feel free to destroy me if that's needed. I'll take no offense. Awesome. So that gives me a lot of flexibility to, you know, be very truthful about my critique. But let's take a look because this is actually a pretty cool fold. And how do I use my drawing tool again? Okay, here we go. So, do you recommend any books from Japan to make cool intermediate humans? There's not many books on humans. I think the closest one is actually the works by Hojo Takashi. But I don't know if that's intermediate. Okay, so let's take a look at these pictures first before I draw. Let me just make sure my drawing thing works. Okay, can you all see that? I think so. Okay. Oops, it made it go away. Okay, I forget how I did this nicer before, but okay. So, crab. Here we go. This is from Kimuro. I have found a reference. It's his red. Is it called the red claw crab or red shell crab? I think red claw crab. And so we have actually like closed belly here, front view, back view. And the back view is what Kimuro posted mostly. He has like one thing in the front view. But key things to note about Kimuro's, you know, it's not like overly shaped here. It's still pretty origami because Kimuro had a diagram for it, right? So these joints aren't like super squish or shaped, but it still looks really nice. And then we have the nice 3D crab shape, and we can compare it to the front. I actually have this front view because my main critique is actually for F22, you used Kimuro's fold as reference too much, and you made the claws face outwards like this. And I know that on Kimuro's, he also did this, and the diagrams aren't exactly this way. They are kind of like it's not quite faced out. It's still this direction, but it's a little bit more centered, and it's more like a pleat angle that's going on here instead. But I think you just leaned into looking at his reference. So now the claws are facing out, right? And this, when I saw it, caught my eye because I think this, it looks like they're flip-flop, like the claws are opposite. So I wanted to see what the, you know, the real reference looks like. And this is my advice to everyone right now in chat on, you know, trying to improve your shaping is look for the real reference as well. And you can see this crab, it does have like this pleat thing for the claw that makes it really angled. And then it's like a really chunky claw. And the movable one is on the inside, but the claw directions generally are that way, right? They don't face outwards. They're facing inwards. Because someone can correct me if I'm wrong. I believe crabs mainly use their claws to help with feeding, and defense. So feeding would need to be closer to the mouth, or at least face towards the mouth. So, okay, that's just one big mistake. Besides that, what else can you do to improve this fold? If you notice on your fold, your body is about this level and your legs are about that same level too, and then they go down and they go down again, right? Whereas on Kimiro's, his body level is here, and it's actually angled. Like these two are different heights. I don't know if I can draw this perspective well enough, but they're different heights. And these, some of them are flat like this, but it's changing heights down this way. This one actually pops up, then goes down, then changes, then goes down. This one also goes up. This one goes up. This is very high. This one's high. This one's super high. This one's a little bit flatter, and it's not touching the ground. If you look on a real crab, now they're not necessarily like super high above the shell. And even with this one, like the shell in the back is angled. So it's like, this way, like this is our direction. But even with the legs here, it's first going up, then down. Even this leg that's like sideways is still like an upwards direction before being like stretched. This back one is like really dynamic, right? Same thing here. So that's just one way to adjust your crab. If the real crab was standing like yours, I think like the body would be sinking down for sure. Like this is too wide. It'd be like you standing in splits, right? It'd kind of just be awkward. And so to me, this kind of looks a little bit awkward. But overall, that's my critique. I think that gives you some direction. And we're going to move on to the next one, which is from Mark Ogami, who's in chat right now. What's up, Mark? Oh, what's up, Bodo? I noticed that too. Okay, cool. Different types of claws. Yeah. But they should still be like face inside, Oh, and Kian's wondering about books with my types of models. I'd say it's my book, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, no, if you want to find things exactly like my models, it's pretty hard to find an exact book. Also because I do a lot of box pleating. But even with just figures in general, maybe some of the SEOC books are okay. Random like convention books often have people submitting figures. But there's not like one exact book besides the Hojo Takashi book, which is like all figures at that level. Okay, let's get into Mark's new design. So Mark, happy to see you back to streaming, sir. Hey, thank you, bro. Working on this for a while. Wanted to know if you'd spot anything wrong with the model, like proportions or anything weird, because I'm trying to make diagrams. By the way, is there a diagram template? Okay, so diagram template, I'll send that later. We actually have a great person in chat right now to help, because I am not a horse expert, but I've, I guess, looked at horses for when I was doing the OBB competition with Bodo, who's in chat right now. So Bodo, if you notice anything for Mark, please let me know. But we have two folds here. This one's with the color change, just to show the color change. And then this one's arguably the one that's better shaped. But no color change, it's just white for now. And I know there's a lot of species of horse, so I just found a generic horse picture, right? And just as reference for like proportions and shape and stance. And the important part being like the knees, like the correct direction that the legs are supposed to go, because I know that gets wrong quite a lot. Now with Mark's fold, it is a more dynamic pose, but there's some pretty awesome like dude, look at like this shape here. We have knee and then hoof, right? Like there's some really cool forms with the shaping. It's not like super flat. Yeah, Bodo, you can check this. I don't know how correct this is, right? I think the hoofs are good. I just don't know about that. And then I mean, this is okay. This is like a seam, but you can't really do that. But this is like the haunch of the horse. The other thing to pay attention to, I think, is like this belly curve, which is actually really nice over here. I think that works, especially for the chest here. And then we have the shape of the neck with the mane. I think generally these are pretty good. The face seems long enough. We even have this for the snout coming across, and I think the ears are in the right spot too, in the eyes. So this all looks great to me. I'm mostly just concerned about the knees here. And then one last photo that Mark wanted to share is with the color change one. Closed belly or closed chest. That's kind of nice. A little nice detail. So design wise, there's a lot of nice details with this horse. It's looking pretty solid. Even color change eye. It's pretty intense, but let's see if Bodo has anything to say. I don't know if Bodo's still here anymore, but yeah, let's see about chat. Maybe someone else knows a lot about horses in the chat and they can give some advice here. Oh, we have F22 in the chat. Definitely didn't realize the issue about the claws. Thanks for that for the legs. I definitely had an issue trying to keep them all stand up. I have the legs. Yeah, I mean, it looks like Kimiro also, not all his legs are touching the floor either. See, that's kind of hard. And as legs are generally like thinner because, you know, they're portioned to the edges of the paper, it can be kind of hard to do the right shaping, and or you lose a lot of like length trying to do the joints. Oh, Bodo's here. I tried to change the tail a little bit. Oh, interesting. Okay, so do you think it's like too oh, I don't have a view of the tail here. But my guess, it's like so the horse tail, I don't know the exact anatomy, but there is like a bone and then it gets bushy, right? And maybe it's like bushy from the stem. So maybe in this one, like, does the bone not make sense where the fluff is coming from or something? If it's like a plume. Make the origin point a little bit thinner. Oh, I see. So like here, you want it to be more, instead of start wide, it should be like thinner and then wider out if you're going for a plume, instead of like starting this wide from the base. That seems like, yeah, it can be done in shaping. Cool. And then Bodo, are the knees correct for this back one? Is this right? For the back legs here. Kimiro uses an additional inside reverse fold, which I believe is used to make the tips of the legs thicker in a crab, so it stands up easier. Okay, we're gonna take a quick look at that, Ansel. That's a neat point of advice you had there. Oh, what's up, Winston? Yeah, we got Winston. Man, we got some awesome folders in the chat right now. But yeah, F222. The main thing, like when I saw that, is I could just tell you only looked at Kimiro's fold as your reference, or the diagrams. So yeah, the main thing is just, you know, look from life. I forget too sometimes. I think for people who do a lot of origami, we get like the origami vision, which can be good because we see the folds and we can like interpret stuff. But sometimes it like cooks us where we're too in deep with the origami, that we like forget what real life is and like go from there. Cortland, my camel didn't get into the comp, probably for the best though. College startup again in a week. Low key, Cortland, I saw the crease pattern of your camel. I think it's pretty unique, and Reza folded one at the convention, and it's pretty sick. So I think you just like barely missed getting in round one. But hey, if you're starting college, Death Battle does take a lot of time. There'll always be more years and stuff, but the camel was pretty cool. I gotta give that to you. But that's a funny question you asked Bodo. I'll let Bodo answer that. Knees look pretty fine. Okay, cool. Yeah, I am not a anatomy expert on that. So, Mark, you're looking pretty solid, man. I think the advice for the tail is a pretty easy like shaping fix. You know, like I think even in this one, it's already better. Just so if you have the color change, right, people are gonna see it's like a little bit thinner at the stem, and you're chilling. Excellent. I'm excited to see those diagrams. That should be pretty cool. All right, we got another one from Kai. This is Mind Paper. If you've seen my ad for the membership, this is the featured guy, Kai. Doing pretty good work. Folded erosions, pretty awesome. This is a rooster. So obviously in the photo, it's not really standing up or anything, but I I think I have. I know I talk about looking for life, but I want to show my fold of this. If I can find the, if I still have it, um, searched in my phone for chicken and it gave me fried chicken. Oh man, okay, I'm gonna have to scroll through my Instagram. Okay, I'm gonna try to get there. Um, quick things though, and these are some things that a lot of people have to work on as they're fully more complex models. Is like this stuff. So here we have like expo. Let me change back to green. So whenever you have, oh, that is not green. This is green. Maybe this doesn't show up as good as red. Anytime you have exposed layers like this, like it is an origami thing, but you want to try to hide it because what it appears is to be paper creep and it looks messy. Like no matter what the case, it looks messy unless there's like rare cases where it could be used. But especially like we can see this pleat falling out, right? So you just need to like wet fold that or just use some glue to hide it to make it look good. Also, I believe these are the toes, which if it was standing, right, those toes would be like one's up, one's down, and one's to the side. It'd be really hard to make it stand. So that'd be another thing is like try to stand up the rooster, and then if the claws aren't touching the floor, then that's like another shaping thing to adjust. But overall, I think what you want to work on here is some cleanliness. And I totally didn't read if you. Okay, so Kai is also not a super big fan of how it was folded, and it's okay for me to roast. So sweet. We're ready to do that. Yeah, I've seen you fold better, Kai. So, you know, obviously that's okay. Not every fold has to be some insane, you know, masterpiece, but you can still make it look okay. So let me show mine, because mine arguably isn't that great of a fold, but I used some visual tricks to like make it look better. And I actually did, so there's the rooster. I think it's out of 25 centimeter kami, so it's not even the greatest paper, but I spray painted it gold. And low key, that like helps a lot. But you can see that in my wings and in the torso, I'm hiding a lot of the layers that would have been exposed. There are still some like right there, but a lot of it's hidden so that you just see rooster shape. And especially when it's small and from afar, all I want to do is communicate rooster. And if I can communicate rooster, I'm good to go, right? People, especially nowadays where the attention spans are a lot shorter, you know, they're not going to pay attention too much unless they're, you know, critiquing it like I am. They just see like, oh, rooster shape paper, that's cool. It's gold. There's an egg. Whoa, there's an egg, right? And so for the egg, I made sure the claws were like pretty much standing on that egg. And same thing here, like in the back ones don't lie flat at all, but I just try to make the front one, which is in focus, touch. Again, wasn't perfect. This was 2017, so 9 years ago. But that's my advice, especially if you know you're not doing anything too crazy to, or don't like the fold that much. You can still like improve it just a little bit, and it goes a long way. All right, we got one more before we go to death battle. What's up? Is that Faraz in chat? You gotta go. Thanks for joining, family. I know. Sorry for the U.S. time zone. I am streaming pretty late, but what's up, Kami Folder? Oh, is that Faraz? Faraz the goat. What's up, boys? Do you have any model ideas I can make your? If I can make your sword and shield. So if you've done my sword and shield, if you wait a month, the Lost Guardian tutorial ideally should be done. And then that would be the next step because it's pretty much the same. But in the meantime, I think a better tutorial to do would be my assassin tutorial. Because it's a 32 grid, so it's not that big of a jump. And the moves aren't that crazy, but the design is pretty awesome. And I have a lot of there's a lot of potential. with all the little partial pleats and stuff, which again, it looks way more difficult than it actually is. That'd be a good next one to fold. Joe Mount, working on a new human design, but I have a problem with the torso. It's too long, makes it seem that it's short arms. I'm going to redesign that part. Yes. Oh man, I wish I could. I was like, I just designed a new human where I was like making sure I didn't have that long torso issue. I can't leak it. I can't show it yet. I actually can't. I'm legally bound not to show it, but unfortunate. Let me see if I have any. Oh, I have some long torso. Okay. So at this place, I have some of my old. I mean, even this one. Like, look at this. The torso is like huge. This one can be shaped where I just need to shape the torso to here, because the leg flaps are like up to here. If you look on the inside, right, you see the hinge is all the way up here. I just shaped this one badly so that, like, the idea was that it would communicate the hips are here and this is belt and this is like waistcoat. But the way I shaped it communicates that the hips are here, therefore making the torso seem way too big, and then the legs like way too short, and therefore arms too short. So like literally, if I just like, even if I hold it like this, you see what I mean? It now communicates the shape. So even if your torso is really long, you can. It's better to fix it in design, but in shaping you can do a lot. Like this compared to that is, you know what I mean? Okay, not from this angle, but like if I hide the rest of it, you can kind of see what I should be going for. But yeah, and we might get into that a little bit here. Actually, okay, so this next one is from Bork. I don't think it has an issue with long torso. And now this is a fold of my Looking Beyond model, which the point was just generic human. The goal originally was a kind of a contest between me, Chris, and Brandon to do like realistic face and kind of the statue of David. And that's how that design turned into it. But recently, I think there is an Origami Dan shaping contest using it. I don't know if you did this for the shaping contest, Bork, but you know, people went kind of crazy with it and made their own thing, which is awesome. So here we have a rendition of it. Bork doesn't like how this model turned out, and wants to receive critique about anatomy and shaping. Okay, so we can do a few things. We also have the reference of what Bork was going for, or kind of the pose, which is going to be a ballet dancer. And so this pose like kind of fits the vibe of what's going for. So before we get into like anatomy, stuff like that, I think it's easier to talk about shaping. Let's look at this ballet model. Now obviously there's the poofy dress, but like we can kind of estimate where her body is. And what I like to do when I study is I draw a box of like where the person is to like try to understand what's going on. So we have basically a pivot point here, and this is like the hip box. And then we have like the torso box, right? And then from here we have legs, which again can just be boxes, joint, box, joint, toe point. And then in the back we have the box for the leg. Now, after I kind of analyze this, the reason I want to like I draw it in the highlights is now I can see where the weight of the person is. So obviously ballet dancer is doing a pose, and I can see the weight on this back leg, and it's like a straight up force vector down, right? This is just for stability. This is for stability, but her body is down and everything is balancing around it. So even her chest, right, is forward, but because her chest is forward and the leg is forward to counterbalance, we have the arms, right, backwards. So it looks very balanced. Obviously she's doing it in life, so she is balanced. Now if we do the same thing with the fold, and I look here, so we do the same thing. So we have the box for the torso, we have the hip box here, which isn't, you can already start to see some problems, right? The hip box is one way is this way, the other way is this way. And then we have the leg. We have this going down. And then we have this leg kind of out, but it's really not that far out. So we still have her weight sinking back, but there is not enough like counterbalance because her arms are this way or this way. So what it looks like to me is that she's falling. And because I think she's falling, it doesn't convey ballet dancer too much. It just looks like unsteady or unbalanced. And a lot of that can lead to it seeming unfinished. So to me, this pose seems like it's unfinished, especially when you consider then if you go into more intention, right? So we have her face looking forward, but like the rest of her falling backwards. So like it super feels like it's like falling. Whereas like here, this is like, you know, it's not even straight up. It's not this way or this way. It's like here, which is the same intention of her chest, and then like everything, even with the arms and the legs, like, and now the leg is like being very aggressive forward, right? So I'm guessing this is some sort of like swan dance or black crane dance or something like that. And it really conveys that like way more. So for posing, I know I just yapped a whole bunch about this. Is less about shaping. This is more about posing. The easy way to, I guess, fix this or start to approach this is do this pose yourself. Don't just look at it in a photo and try to replicate it. Do it yourself, and that way you can personally get a feel of where the balance points are. This might even be hard to do yourself, and then you can get an even better understanding on like what it should be. Because I mean, I'm no ballet person, but I've done some dance, so this form is pretty spot on. Like that toe is out. You know what I mean? This toe is pointed. The more you know about your subject and the context, it's like it can help a lot. Here we have, like, I have no idea what the ballet forms are called, but if you were to replicate the same thing, that toe should be out. That is not out. But this one looks like it's pointed, so it's on the ball of the feet, and then this one's flexed. So like that's no good, right? No ballet dancer wants a flexed toe, and for I don't know, like a plie or whatever, it should be out. So keep that in mind. As for anatomy and proportions, I don't think you have to worry about that too much right now. That'll come after you fix the posing. Right then, that's the next step to go forward. For one, this thumb is like way too far back, and it's curvy. Right, we want to make sure like thumbs are easy to convey with just a single joint would be okay, but if it's like rounded, it's kind of weird. And then it should be like a little bit more forward, I think. Say joint here is actually okay. Honestly, you have a decent shoulder. You don't have to like define muscle here. Torso box, it's like a little bit thin from the side. That's kind of hard to do, but what I'm mainly concerned about is and I can't see the front of this. If I were to draw the front, it seems too much like this, like flat box with like the skirt around it. If you really want to convey like a more feminine form, I guess, it's like thin waist, but not too broad of shoulders. But you just want some more like this. Just looks like you did a valley fold across the whole body like that, whereas you can like add some definition to different parts of the torso. And I think like if you want to do the anatomy, you look at the skeleton, right? So and you think about rib cages. So if you have something that's like this, right? And then this is the hip box. Right, okay, we have our sternum, we have our rib cage, and now the rib cage, if we make the rib cage too wide, then the shoulders are broad, then it looks like a dude, right? That'd be for a warrior. You don't want that. So you want your rib cage to be more in, and then like start shaping around that. You know what I mean? Bork sent something else. Oh, thank you. Okay, here we go. Okay, so this we can actually bring up a different point. I think what I said still stands. Right. So you do kind of have the valley fold like in this way. But even here, now we have the issue of, okay, the torso is this big, the head is this big, so the face is way too large compared to everything else. Like basically your face length is like 2/3 of your thigh, where if you look at your own face and you put that to your thigh, maybe your thigh is like 2 head lengths versus 1. Generally with box pleating, what I like to do for normal proportions is a lot of times we give a 2x2 box for a face flap, but what I want to do is shape it into a 1 unit square, kind of like this. And basically the rest of it will just fold around. It could be ears and stuff like that. I think I can kind of show this. It's not a full leak. I'm going to cover part of it so I don't really full reveal what it is, but this is like a head shape, and I'm pulling it, like it started as a 2x2 and I've shrunk it down a lot, and this is going to be like a cartoon character. But even still, like I can use the extras for ears, right? Obviously those ears are probably comically large, but you can see how much paper I folded away on the inside to like this is not the bottom edge, right? I'm basically taking a 2 unit and shrinking it down to 1 unit. That also gives me neck. So then you don't have to like design a neck. Okay. We are about an hour into the stream, so I am going to wrap up this section of the stream, which was the origami review. I believe that was the last one, Boric. So hopefully those tips help. Figures are hard. It's just kind of hard in general, and that's why I like it. But I think it's fun, but it is definitely a difficult subject to practice. All right, now we are on to the death battle stuff. Okay, and let me actually, I need to prep a little bit. I'm like, maybe I shouldn't just use the mod chats to, oh, I'm not leaking anything if I do this. Okay. So let's give an overview of what we're looking at. I'm transitioning this so bad, but now we're going to look at the origami death battle. So this is round 1 of death battle. We have some banger folds, and the contestants were given topics. So these are all folds for different topics. So let's go through them really quick. They don't have the names, but we're going to go through them afterwards. So we have group A, topic is food. Pretty cool, right? We're going to go through these individually. We're just going to do topics for now. Next topic is we have marine invertebrates. Next we have birds. Then cryptids. Greco-Roman. Dragons. Dinosaurs. Logos. Pirates. Weapons. And last but not least, video games. Pretty sick. Okay. So let's go ahead as like a little teaser. And in the chat, you can talk about which one you think is the best. And as we go through, if you want to choose which one you think actually wins, I think we have voting open. So you can go ahead and vote. Actually, maybe I'll use these voting photos for the stream just because that's what is actually going to be looked at. And then maybe I will check out more photos if it's necessary, because I know there's at least 1 or 2 action models here. But let's start with the first one. Group A, food. I guess there's not the people mentioned on here either, but you can go see them. Maybe I should find who the people are, but it's a little bit harder to find. I know some of them. This one's by Bodo. That's Bodo's hand. That's not why I know it's Bodo, but okay. So we have a roasted suckling pig on top of lettuce. We have a piece of cake, and we have a student's favorite meal, which, hey, through college, the cheapest meal I had was mee goreng. I bought a 20 pack for like $10 or something like that. Maybe even cheaper, and so it was so cheap. 1 pack for a meal is like enough calories as well. So that I survived. That was amazing. It's like $1 a meal, or half $1 for a meal. Let me see if I can actually find some of these. Okay, so let's look at the suckling pig. Oh, here we go. All right, and I could talk too long probably about these. You know, maybe to treat it like it's voting, we're just gonna ignore the name, unless I know it, which I guess there'll be some bias. We're just gonna judge the origami. I think that's the way it's gonna work. Oh, what's up, Iron Wolf? Hello there. Hello there. All right, let me see what people talked about. Can't wait to see you. Oh, hello, Angelo. Can't wait to see you at Origami Palooza. True. I am very excited to see everyone at Origami Palooza. I like that event's gonna be so sick. I wish it was longer. It's gonna be so cool. What's my favorite model? Normally it's the one I recently worked on. So I can't say because I just finished one. But previously I really like my open book model. I think that one's pretty fun. Okay. Yesterday I did a box head. It was so cool. Oh, thanks for folding. I do like that box head model. It's pretty fun. Is that a different chaps in chat? Was that the same one? Bork, why are you green? Yeah, Bork. Shout out to Bork. Thank you for your membership. Oh, what's up, Jason? What's up? That's Plop. Okay, yeah, just in time for we got some more death battle contestants in the chat. This is pretty sweet. Yeah, if you want to become green, you know, it's pretty simple. There's that little join button, and it's gonna ask you for like some funny numbers on a card. So I'm just kidding. But if you want to support, you can. There's some benefits to the member server, I would say. They're pretty awesome, but no pressure. No pressure. No. Hello. It's Hideo Komatsu. Okay. Shaps. Boys, how many Shaps you... Okay, you know, you're right. You're right. Oh, it's because Shaps is here. And yeah, little... Check this out. So, for those who don't know Shaps, this is a wet folding with arches person. So, this is not a mask, but it is arches. And it is wet folding. And I did some gold leafing for the... this, which arches is like a heavy enough paper to really make decent use of the gold leafing. Not bad, right? And it stands on its own. Isn't that pretty sick? Diagrams in the complex origami book sold at Origami Palooza, by the way. I know. The diagrams were supposed to be for the Darren book, but you can get them first by purchasing the book at Origami Palooza. Shout out Complex Origami by Boyce Book. Coming soon. Okay, shameless plug. Sorry. We're going to go back to judging. Okay, let's judge the cake first. This cake, I think it was Master Rozo that posted this. Huge change of topic that we normally see. And actually, this is really nicely done. This is like probably one of the coolest things I've seen from this designer. Like, just considering the color change, it's pretty cool, and it's a lot cleaner of a fold than I've seen before too. And like, there's so much fun details. For example, like, it looks like the cake was sliced because there's like the drippings of the frosting from like an imperfect cut, but then on the bottom things are kept really clean down here. And overall composition, again, this is I got this from, I don't know if anyone watches Streamer University, but this is like such a good test. They're talking about how you make a good thumbnail, and if you lean back, sorry, I won't lean back from the mic. If you lean back and you kind of like squint so you can't see properly, or like any of the details, and you can recognize what it is, generally it's pretty good, especially for a competition where it's open to the public. Again, public, low attention spans. I can identify this as a slice of cake from so far away, and that is going to do well in a competition like this, and especially the way it's presented is very nice. Now, unfortunately, it's going against this, which arguably with higher contrast of the photography and the amazing use of pleats and layers and waviness and hand, Bodo hand, right? This is very accurate anatomy right here. No, I'm just kidding. Okay. But I can even more recognize this as ramen, but even if it's equal in recognition level, now I'm interested, I'm looking closer, and this is like the floating noodle thing, right? It's like maybe a little bit cooler. Now if I look too closely, I'm like, yo, this is the pretty wacky chopstick, right? This is kind of weird, but at least it's from afar, right? So most people are just gonna see ramen and think it's pretty cool and see like, oh, this is the lid. Like to do that in origami is kind of insane, and it's 3D. Whereas cake, while it is cool, a lot simpler. I can kind of understand how this is done. We do get like that line right there, which is and then this is supposed to be like a strawberry on top, but it's flat, right? So if you go into details, who's to say? I think technically this is cooler. Now, unfortunately, with this one, I can understand the context of it, but there's a lot of things about the folding and the presentation that just don't do it for me. I'm guessing even if so the lettuce is part of the same paper, I'm guessing, because we see some green poking out here. I don't really know what this red thing is supposed to be. Maybe it's like the flour in the roast pig, but it's a different color. I mean, you can probably see it for yourself. There's a lot of wrinkles in this. And I get a roast pig might have some wrinkles, but this is just wrinkles from handling the paper, not intentional wrinkles, right? Even further of that, we kind of talked about those exposed layers earlier. A lot of those, right? It's starting to take away from the form of the suckling pig, which is a little bit unfortunate. And then I guess maybe the most egregious thing is that it's like I just see this football book. I don't know what this is, but like it says football, right? So again, if I'm doing that same test where I'm like trying to, do I recognize it from afar? The first thing I see is football. So that's just like a presentation thing, and that is important when it comes to a competition. My advice to this is, I'm not even going to go into anatomy. The first thing is this needs to be folded and cleaned up like way better. And then secondly, like the presentation needs to be really improved for a competitive fold. Okay, let's go to the next one. I'm going to try to limit to like 5 minutes per. We're going to see if I can do that. I don't know if I can do that. Okay, number 2, marine invertebrates. This is cool. This is a cool subject. Now I want everyone in the chat. Let's see. A, B, or C, do that squint test. Let me just type into chat a letter, which one you think is the most recognizable. And I'll read the chat while you guys are typing. Nara mentioned that Bodo designed and folded this with 5 hours left before the deadline. Yeah, Bodo's kind of cracked. If you don't know who Bodo is, he is a Origami Masters special guest to the Puyuan 2026, 2025, and 2024. Maybe not 2024, but 2 or 3 time special Origami Masters guest to that convention. World-class origami designer and folder. Attributed to the 2nd largest OBB competition ever. I could go on and on, but Bodo's pretty cracked. So like people competing against Bodo, you're up against a tough opponent. 5 hours is crazy to design that. It's kind of insane. C. Okay, so this is I anticipated it, right? You do the squint test. C. And what's cool about this one, the overall form is pretty simple, right? There's not really much extra lines or shape. It's like this one blob, but the blob is shaped clean and well enough that it communicates squid or octopus, right? Striped pajama squid. Okay. And even the way the picture is taken with lighting, I can still see this as an eyeball, right? Like There's not harsh shadows. I can see the shape even from afar. And then when I look close up, I see even more. Like I see, okay, here's like the jets, little fins, and then like, okay, these are the stripes because there's a pajama squid, which are done pretty cleanly, as well as the paper having really good color separation. So that contrast helps a ton. But yeah, part of this is the shaping, part of it is the photography. Like I can even see this as the second eye here, and it's pretty clear and evident. Um, and like, look at the shaping. This is just pushed in little 3D shape thing, right? It's not any like hard fold. It is just really well executed. So this is pretty awesome. We already saw from chat that it's recognizable. Now, people will look a little bit closer, and then they see this one, and they're like, "Whoa, okay, what's going on here? This is a really complex form." We got squid. We have hermit crab, right? This is hermit crab shell. And we have the the hermit crab itself. And if we zoom even, I don't know if I can zoom even more, but that crab is really well done. If I just take this, I would be able to identify crab, right? We have claw pleats, which are, pretty good. We have the legs, and the shells, it's okay. Honestly, it could be more shell shaped. Like I'm losing the ridge here. I think this is supposed to be like, the geometry. It's losing it a little bit. This helps a ton. I'm losing it a little bit in this section. It's a little bit too round. Like it doesn't match the geometry. Now I get the squid is trying to eat it, but yeah, really cool shape. I think this is like kind of an insane design. But it does suffer a little bit from things we mentioned about like recognizability, cleanliness, stuff like that. Like arguably this squid sucker is not very good. Right? We have like, okay, maybe that's a suction, but I'm pretty sure that's just crumpling the paper up. I don't know. The eye's off-centered. I see a seam here. This is lazy. This is really good, right? This one's really good. And then this one is not, right? So I don't know. Is that going to make it lose? Who's to say? But and then if we look at the last one's really cool. I bet there's some better photos of the other angles that show more, right? Hermit crab with the skull shell. Like I could pretty much tell that from looking at it. Now the skull, I would say, is not very good. I understand it's a skull, but that might be my origami vision. If I was a non-folder, I maybe would see it's a shell, but I don't know. Like maybe this is the teeth. Maybe this is not a human skeleton or skull, but it doesn't really matter because the point is I can't immediately tell what it is, and that's going to hurt the photo in the competition. And a lot of this is from the way it's photographed. People are making the best they can do with the lighting situations they have. Not everyone's a professional photographer. But even so, like I think there's just too much harsh shadows that makes, like if I draw the claw out, you can see it. But without the highlighted lines, it's a little bit hard to see. And actually, even with the highlighted lines, now we reveal that, okay, wait, the claw is a little bit off, right? It should have a defined joint here. This should probably be a little bit more pointed. Like I get there's this, but that indent is like way too high up. So there's some technical issues and presentation issues, but it's a cool design. The subject matter is cool. Does it hold up to the other two? In my opinion, I don't think so. Okay, next up we have birds. Let's see, was I within 5 minutes? I think that was like 5 minutes of talking. We're doing pretty good. Let me read some chat. Bodo said none of them. Yeah, that's pretty honest right there. Bodo's Nara's friend, which is pretty cool. Oh yeah, Bodo is Nara's friend. That's a pretty high standard right there. That's Nara Origami, the double tissue producer, elevating all levels of origami in India. Kind of insane. So the fact that Bodo's a friend of Nara. That's pretty good for Bodo right there. You know what I'm saying? All right, I just finished Sword and Shield. Now I'm making the assassin a new model. You're making a tutorial. What's this? Oh, the Lost Guardian. Nice. So you won't need the tutorial, but if the tutorial comes out and you need help with shaping, then that'll be there. That'll be fun. Spiral School. Schools definitely bother me, and our other models are so good. Make you lose. Yeah, it's like, it's definitely going to lose a vote. Kian, thank you, Nara. Because of you, I'm able to make Origami. Look at that. That's crazy impact by Nara. Nara Origami. Yeah, Nara's great. Okay, let's go into birds. And we have some like bird plus here. Okay, let's look at this one. This is pretty nuts. This is pretty insane. Where's my drawing tool? Here we go. Okay, so you know, it's pretty easy to see. This is like a chick, cartoonized. Because it's cartoonized, the shape, I'm just like, okay, it's chicken. The context is kind of this chicken, but mostly the context I can tell these like chickens is because of the way, or I should say how good this chicken coop is. Like the house portion. We have ladder. We have these cute little pegs. The colors match. We have slats. We have this like weathered roof panels. In my honest opinion, I think the chickens are kind of bad, right? Like if you look at where the seams are, sure, the head's good, but like, man, it goes into the wing and it makes it look kind of ugly. And like, there's like a weird curve here. And then with the other one, it's like which I'm guessing is a rooster because it has this little guy right here, but it's like in the wrong spot. And then the crest is okay with the eye, but again, we have like these weird seams here, and like this leg looks really mushed. The thing is, the chicken coop though is so good. I can just like look at the chicken coop, know that there are chickens, forget about the chickens, and really like this model. It might win a vote. You know what I mean? That it's pretty good. Like you can even look at the ladder, and like if I really look at the ladder, I'm like, okay, this ladder is pretty weird. It only has rungs here. Like what's going on here? But that doesn't really matter because I just think it looks cool, and that might win the vote. You know what I mean? So it's like, this is a very good battle fold and design. Let's look at a different approach where this person went just for a bird. So this approach is less like complexity awe factor and more about cleanliness, technique, and being really true to the subject of bird. So much to the point where they took a photo in nature like they're holding a bird, like if it was actual bird photography. Now, that's kind of a risky move because, hey, we have all this clutter in the background. And I don't know how it's appearing on your screens, but it's like, it's almost a contrast is distracting. If anything, this camera needed to have a little tighter focal, like, or f-stop, smaller f-stop. I can't remember the correct term, but basically so that it doesn't pull the background into focus. It just keeps the foreground into focus so we can see the bird more. But hey, if we look at the bird, I don't know where all the colors are coming from. But it does convey bird to me, and I like that these like feathers are pretty clean. This is pretty cool. The unfortunate thing, like this might be the best bird fold, but I'm not able to tell super well from this photo. And even like I don't know if there's legs. Like these legs could be really, really good, and I just don't know. And then even with this wing, like in my brain, because I do origami, I can guess that like it's all right. But again, I can't really see the tail, so maybe not. Which brings us to this last one over here, which doesn't fully rely on being clean. It's actually, well, like the shaping is very, what we call like organic or mushed, especially in like areas here and here. But the way it's presented, the contrast is so nice, and you really get a good pose Like it's super dynamic and flowy that it conveys bird even more. So then you look at this and you're like, oh, this is probably the best bird. And it's complex, so it does both. It's good bird, and it's got a complex subject, right? We got plant, we have a flower here, and it's standing on a flower. Now this leg here looks a little sus, but we can ignore that because we're just like flower, leaf, bird. That's like pretty decently shaped. I think the best part of this bird that my eye catches the most is just the line of the head, which is actually pretty simple, right? It's just like a couple flaps together and a thin beak. And then this wing line, it's just like, that's what really draws my eye. And it's like, oh, this is pretty good. Until I look and I'm like, oh, this person just mushed all the shaping and, just swivel folded all the feathers. But even still, like, it works enough. It works well enough that this is a tough one to vote on. I don't know which one I think for me, between A and C. And then it's just like B's unfortunate. Like B might beat these in other scenarios, but from the photos of voting, that's it. Those other two are like naturally easier to choose. Okay, next one we have cryptids, and this is a 1v1. So we have our mermaid. It's gonna be kind of hard to show because my head's in the way. So we're gonna zoom up here. Mermaid, 3 colors. I'm assuming the colors are natural color change. It's just like the top is yellow, the bottom is green for one side, and then it's pink on the other side. Very simple approach. I think simple can work really well because of the thing I just described. Except if the simple is not done cleanly. So however this was painted was not, so this is like a preparation issue. The prep wasn't very good. I can see the brush strokes. So it wasn't dyed. I can see like here we have imperfections. Here we have imperfections. Here we have some dirt. The grain is going this way. And that just, I noticed, and it takes away from the quality of the model. Folding wise, we have this extra crease here. We have some paper creep coming at the bottom, right? Like this corner is not clean. And even though it's cartoon, where anatomy and proportions don't matter too much, like just the way some of these lines are is a little bit unnerving to me. So it's a good attempt, I'd say, because the form is recognizable, which is, again, for design, that's kind of hard on its own. So like kudos to that. But in a competition setting, I don't think this is gonna go against this, which this is by Steve. I can just tell. And Steve has a very well-trained eye and can do a complex subject with the it's everything combined. You have the recognizability, you have the complex subject, you have the good presentation. So from the past bird one, whereas like each one had its own strength, like this submission is like all 3 strengths combined. And this is one of the best submissions, I'd say. This is kind of insane. From a design standpoint, we have color change, just, bonus points for natural color change. And on the other side, which is the preparation side, we have this awesome like marbled, Bork. Did you make this paper? Is this Bork paper that Steve used? I don't even know, but it's really nice. If Steve made this, man, Steve is, I know Steve's awesome. And even still, there are some imperfections. Like you could argue that with how like clean some of these forms look, like with the abs, very smooth, very round, the tops of the wings very round, and then you get like the antenna, which are layers popping out, but it's almost that it's still shaped in an intentional way where it's like, okay, now it's just a texture thing. Like maybe it's part of the antenna. It doesn't detract that much. It doesn't look like it's messy. Even same thing here. Like I could pick on the fact that we have this seam, and then it's like, I can see the swivel hold to round it out, but it's done well enough that it's additive, not subtractive to the form. And then we have like really nice proportions here, right? Like the head is not too big, right? We have this awesome, oops, I didn't draw it back. We have this awesome chest box that really makes it look muscular, right? Even the hitbox. Like if there's anything, this Mothman skipped leg day. That's a really thin thigh. That's a really thin thigh. The leg is actually fine because it's like moth on the bottom, but like this just needs to be like more 3D, right? Like how cool would it be if it had texture? I can just tell it's flat. Doesn't really matter though. I'm pretty sure this is gonna win. It kind of clears the mermaid, unfortunately. But hey, that is competition. That's how battles work. You know, so shout out to Steve. Pretty insane subject and fold and presentation. Absolutely insane. All right, let's see what people have to say. Antsy, tough. Little chickens are cute. They are cute. Love the birds. Hard vote. A lot of details. Worth two in the bush. When did the stream start? The stream started an hour and 20 minutes ago. The Mothman is so good. I agree. I'm glad we got 2 votes per battle. Definitely made things easier. Okay, nice. Mind-blowing design. True. Yeah, shout out Steve. If you guys want to learn how to wet fold, Steve has a really good wet folding video as well. Steve made the paper himself? Okay, yeah. Steve is just crazy. So from some of these submissions, like if there's anything to take away, like just look how wide range of skill some of these like giga contestants have, that helps them a lot, right? Like some people are not just are they good at origami, they're great at photography, they're great at prepping the paper. If they're not good at prepping the paper, they know where to get it from, or they work a job so they can buy it from Bork, who makes awesome paper, right? So stuff like that. The more auxiliary skills you gain that are like kind of adjacent to origami can help you a ton in a competitive scene. And you know, if some of these people who get knocked out round 1, if they need something to work on for the next one, they can start building up those skills. You don't have to just be a cracked folder. And further in the stream, you'll see an example where there is a cracked folder, and it maybe the submission just gets, you know, outshone by some of those other things I'm talking about. Let's talk about this since Chap's in the chat. Kimuro dies. Looks more realistic. Probably ANC for this one. Oh, hey, see you later, Alexander. I'll see you at Origami Palooza. Iron Wolf. Imagine if I joined. Ooh. I like Iron Wolf's submission from the last ones. Would have been cool. Helpful advice, boys. Sweet. Okay, I'm glad. The point of this stream is not to roast people, but so people can learn. But sometimes learning means constructive criticism. But everyone here that, hey, they made it into the competition. So this is a huge step up. You know, without context, it could sound like I'm being mean, but you know, the point of battle is to choose a winner. And I think recognizing constructive criticism, which if people join a competition, they're already at the level where they're ready for it because they're literally creating something to be judged. That is such like a huge motivator to get better at folding. I've seen quite a few people participate in death battle, maybe not do so great, and then they just become absolutely cracked afterwards, or they like have a huge jump in skill level. So it's kind of cool to see. I really like this this battle. These 3 are pretty sweet because it's like 3 different approaches. We have one where this is such an inside joke to parts of the origami community. We have this, which is again complex figure, color change, and then we have Shaps with the signature wet folding, representing wet folding, showcasing understanding of like face anatomy, which is probably the most difficult anatomy to replicate in out of the human, you know, form, because we see so many faces. We judge it a lot. So I think let me start with this one. And the topic is Greco-Roman. So this one is, I don't know how to pronounce this. The Syncobolus. It's like the Olympic discus thrower, which is I think a statue, like a Greco-Roman statue. I could be completely wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's the discus thrower. You can look it up. I hope many of you have seen this. It's pretty widely known. the meme about this is that is using the face, which is the sin face. In sin, oh, that's where this is. This Sin Kobolus, right? It's part of the name here. Sin is the author of comic Origami, which do I have? Okay, I don't have it here. It's at my other place. But some of his creations like all have this, and there's some like legendary ones just with this face. Kind of funny. So this is like probably the most creative topic wise, or going into the topic of like, yeah, it fits the Greco-Roman, but also it's like a crazy inside joke. It's really funny. Let's talk about this one next. We're gonna do Shaps last. Okay, this one. Okay, so if I'm talking about battle, sorry, I forgot. Let's start with A. This could pull some emotional votes because we're like, haha, funny. Executed pretty well. Doesn't need to be complex or overly shaped, right? These are just regular flaps. And it's like decently clean, right? Not hiding or gluing any of the layers, but they're folded well. So it's like all in the same direction. It's just like nice origami. Like you look at this and you're like, yeah, this is origami. It's great. If there's anything that takes away is if you look too closely, this like Sharpied color change. Not the greatest. That's the only thing that really takes away the cleanliness. But like overall, even with the dynamic posing that I talked about earlier for Borix thing, like we have the torso here. We have this neck. Like this is so good. Because if you're throwing something, you're like anchoring your neck. Like this is so good. And then like the hip form, like everything makes sense. Even though this photo is taken on a laptop, which is arguably kind of bad too. I don't know. It's strategic. Still strategic design. Okay, let's talk about this one. This is Nemean Lion. Riding the Nemean Lion. All right. So this is cool subject, but I have some problems with it. Now, the actual form of the person is like decent, right? Like anatomically, we have a really strong looking chest box, which works for an exaggerated warrior. We got cool color change. We have chin. We even have neck. And like, okay, this guy is like so big. You know, this is what Shaps' muscles look like. Actually, probably. It's so massive, right? But like the arms are still relatively the right length. These legs, right? If I go by head lengths, it's like, you know, it makes sense. The problem is it's a little bit messy. These abs are smushed. This torso is smushed. Even the neck and the chin are kind of smushed. I can see wrinkles. That's one thing. I think that's what most people will notice. The thing I'm more upset about is he's not riding the lion. Kind of the same deal. He is falling off the lion. But if he's falling off the lion, he should at least be trying to catch himself back on. So the bottom half of him looks like it's falling off the lion. The top half of him looks like an NPC. Oh no, I'm riding a lion. Right? So that like, and this is posing, and it's really important. And I think it made sense when I was critiquing Borix ballet dancer. But like, okay, posing here, less shaped, more simple. Pose way better. It communicates way better than this. Even though this is like more complex, more shaped, trying to be more anatomical. The pose, it just like ruins the rest of the form for me. Now the lion itself, Nemean lion, pretty cool. I'm not a lion anatomy person, so I'm not gonna like pretend to know. And it doesn't again have to be like perfectly not, you know, the lion anatomy, but the main thing is the mane is here, and the head like pokes above the mane, which for me the mane should cover part of the head like this, Because otherwise, what we have here is like, okay, we have the line head, which is pretty well done. And then we have like this neck here with this body. And drawing this without the mane, it looks really weird. But then it's even more weird when it's like, okay, it's got this weird haircut because the mane is like on that super long neck, and it makes the neck look even longer. So that's another problem I have. I think it's a really cool idea. I wish the rider actually looked like it was riding it. So even if you design something where the pose, you want most of the model to be seen, like, you know, he could be like looking this way with like intention and like grabbing onto the lion and like looking like he's actually riding the lion. But yeah, it doesn't. Okay, let's look at Shaps. Now, I talked to Shaps a little bit about what to do with this theme. And the thought process was maybe since it's death battle, go a little bit above and beyond and don't just do a mask, because this is the Shaps specialty. Now, unfortunately, can't be too over ambitious because you don't have the most time in the world. So Shaps did kind of revert to the safety, which is a mask, which for round one is totally okay because everyone's just fresh to this. It's not like you're just repeating the same design over and over again. This is the first time for the competition. Kind of okay. Photography, kind of insane. You know, maybe Shaps has some sort of connection to like a professional photographer or professional camera gear. Something like that. Kind of amazing. Now, and also Shaps just has like good understanding. So it's not the perfect human face, the perfect cowl, right? But it's pretty good. Like if you look at if I draw a Loomis head on this, oh, I messed that circle up. Okay. And then what was it? We go like half. I didn't even curve it correctly. But then like third eye line. Like this 2/3. It's like this. It's like, okay, what a lot of people do is they stretch the face out too much. So either the eyes are too high above the nose or the mouth is like way too low, and like the evenness of the chin. So you can do this to yourself. Like if you just like replicate this, you like look at the distance. So you can do like head approximately like middle. It'd be like cheekbones and ears, and your eyes will match up with your ears, right? And then if you go like distance to nose, nose distance to mouth with like this little part here, and then distance to chin, you'll see that like, okay, this makes sense. This makes a lot of sense. I drew this reference like terribly. This is kind of weird, but you know, like if I draw the box, it's a little bit weird. Like if it was a human skull on the inside, right? It's more like that. But so I don't really know what this is, but it's kind of okay because the focal point is all this detail and texture in the eyebrow ridge, which really accentuates the eyes. And then we even have like pupils. We have good nose with shadow for that. Who cares about these extra pleats through the whole model, because we have a cowl, we have lips, and it's just very competitive as like an understanding level compared to the other two, right? So it's like it's more complex than this one, and it's like a completely different like subject and approach to this one, but it's like cleaner and more technical. So I don't know. This mask has a really good. It's just like a really good submission against these two specific models. Let's see if Shaps has something to say. Boy, starting to make NPC TikToks. Yeah, I'm pretty bad at math too. To get even to this level is pretty hard work. Oh yeah, I didn't even consider Shaps' neck, but since this is a bust, like I'm just kind of ignoring this. I'm thinking of it as like a statue stand more than a neck, but yeah, maybe some people think that's kind of weird too. I don't know. Reza, did you lose the will to compete? The bust, not my most proud work. because I had to fold in a day. Okay, so maybe some of those things I pointed out is just like Shaps was like, okay, we're just gonna send it and be okay with however it turns out. Still, I think the photography, the presentation, it's very competitive against these two. I think this one has too many mistakes, and this one might be too niche. So it's going to be tough between these two. Like we'll get some meme votes for this one, and then we'll get like the novelty of this one for votes, and I think it might be kind of close. We're gonna see, unless there's just like not enough people knowing about the niche. Okay, let's go to the next one. I think I spent a little bit too much time on that topic. Next topic, dragons. This is a big topic right here. We have a wyvern, we have a flame fall, and we have dragon warrior. Nana's cooked. the evenness here is okay. It's just like the rest, like your skull box is like kind of weird, but so actually this is a good point. So Kian says, what do you mean you're not proud? If I made this, I'd be so happy. And I think this is a good mentality to have. Or it's good to identify the difference in both mentalities. So Shaps is very advanced at this mask stuff and knows his capabilities, knows he's wrong with the anatomy stuff. He can look at this and just like me know what's wrong, right? Especially compared to some of his previous work. Kian has very little experience with masks and face anatomy as Shaps. So if Kian was able to build the skills to get to this level, then that's like a massive jump in skill level, and like that would be a really good step forward. So it's a difference. Like from Kian's perspective, this would be a step forward. For Shaps, it's a step backwards. I think both are healthy. It's good to be proud of work that's better than the other work you've done in the past, because ultimately you're competing against yourself. But if you see regression and want to improve, that's also really healthy, right? You shouldn't create something that's arguably not your best work and then lie to yourself saying that it's good. You know what I mean? Like that's like toxic positivity. That's just like gaslighting yourself, and that'll stop people. So, and that's actually very hard for people. A lot of people want to be proud of their work and are maybe too proud of their work that they themselves halt their progress. And then once they keep creating and aren't making progress because they're not like recognizing things they need to fix, they're just saying like, oh, it's probably pretty good. Then they burn out because they one day see like, oh, I actually haven't made any progress. I wonder why. And or they burn out because they're like, I'm not making progress and I don't know why. When they should have taken the time to like self-reflect at like a healthy level and then progress further. You'll see people who jump in skill level a ton be really good at observing their own mistakes. What I tell people for advice is if you don't know and when I teach people, if I do like one-on-one sessions, I try to get them to see like, what do you think is the difference between like your fold and a really good fold? Like, what is your fold missing? And if they can start to go through the process of identifying what's wrong, it's really easy to know what to fix, right? You're like, you just told yourself what's wrong. Now I know exactly what to fix. If you don't know what's wrong and you just try to fold a better version, you're like, that's too many things to focus on. You have no idea what to do. Okay, sorry. I could yap too long about that. Let's go to dragons. Wyvern. Okay, wyvern. It is a wyvern. We have wings with wing claws and one pair of legs. That is wyvern. We got body. We have a longer body river than the poison dragon. We got tail. We have color change for the wing. We kind of have the bones that are like bat wings. So dragons with like this sort of thing, which is portrayed in like media and movies. They took Batwing examples to do. So this is based on a Batwing, and it looks cool. Now, as you can see, I drew a shape of what I think is a Batwing. Unfortunately, this looks more like a leaf to me, and it's very flat, even though there's pleats here. And then like this part is like, you can't quite see it because my face is blocking, but it's like It's like a weird shape here. And I personally don't like the shape of this wing. I think it's like too thick. And in my own dragon designs, I try to have the base. Well, I completely missed this thing. I try to have this look pretty thin. Also, this is anchored towards the belly. It's like here instead of anchored to the back. But I'd much more prefer if the anchor was like thinner. So it makes sense that it's like an actual bird wing and then coming out. Kind of like a bat, right? So you would want to look at bats for this. And bats also have this little wing thing. You know, the body's okay. I think in generally this is lacking some cleanliness. Like we got that there. We have all these weird crease lines here, which are trying to be pleats. But like, if you do these pleats, they have to be even, and you need to use them to like shape the body to make like a cool texture. If you just leave them plain, then it doesn't look that good. Same thing here. Like we have this crimp, but it's open. So I just see it as like an unfolded crimp. And then that kind of hides these horns, which could potentially make the dragon look cooler. The nose is a little bit weird because the jaw is down here. So if we were to think about the way the skull works, right, we have like a lower jaw that's like all the way back here. And then we got like eyes here and like this weird looking jaw here. And it's hinged like way behind in the neck. It'd be like if my mouth was like here, and it's just kind of strange. But Wyvern, we have Dragon Warrior, a very ambitious model. So here we have like, is this the crane tessellation? This is like the crane. It's hard to see here, which is an issue. But if you look closer, this is like crane, I believe, like the multiple cranes from one sheet. But I guess these are now dragons. And then, what's it called? Dragon Warrior. Maybe it's like a cape where he's fighting all these dragons. I think maybe this is supposed to be a shield with a cross. And then he's reaching for the sword, which is here, maybe. And then like here's his body, which is behind a shield, and then like a helmet. The helmet with the color change, pretty cool. A little crunchy. Looks like foil. Foil will do that. It's hard to shape foil without it looking crunchy. This shield is like too crunchy though. Like it has a lot of potential, but until I draw it, it's like kind of hard to see when it's next to this. And then same thing with the foil, really ambitious and like, but it's hard to see. It's hard to see this. Like maybe it's like this one, but again, this one's kind of messy. Even for like crane, this one's absolutely obliterated. So it's cool concept, but I don't really know what's going on. It's kind of hard to say. And then I think the best part of this model is actually like this portion. It's a little bit unfortunate. It's like concave instead of convex. It's almost cool. I think it has a lot of potential, and I like the shape of the mask that it's going for. If it's just executed a bit better, it'd be like a lot better. Very ambitious. Okay, and then last one we have this one, which is kind of a similar idea where we have fire breathing out. And honestly, this is kind of hard to interpret as fire on its own. But because the dragon spewing the fire is so good, it works. Again, kind of the same thing about the bat wing shape. It's not overshaped, but we see it a lot more because we have much deeper angles and pleats to define a wing shape, and it closes up in a spot that makes more sense for the hinges. It's not coming from the belly, it's more from the back. And then we have this awesome texture of spines in the back. And I could be biased because if you know my models, I do these spine things a lot. But I think it's just like such an easy visual cue that if I do that squint test, I'm like, yeah, that's probably a dragon. And then the best thing is this box of the dragon head. It's so good. It's so much like a bearded lizard, where like you can just see the box of the head. Arguably it's really 3D. Arguably the weakness of this one is like it's 2D. There's no box of the dragon head, right? It's like triangle, triangle. So it's almost just like a bird beak. But this one is like, you can see it, right? It's like, it's super good. We didn't have like an indent for the eye. And this one is an action model, so it's got bonus points. Also very strategic because this has the cool factor. Spring joints, Malcolm's specialty. I've seen better action models. You know, it's from Malcolm. This is not the greatest one, but it is like kind of flying over. Kind of. It's a little bit of a stretch, to be honest, but it like works well enough, and the dragon is just good enough that it's kind of insane. So I think that one's kind of easy to tell. I don't think I have to say too much more. Let's move on to dinosaurs. Oh, there's Malcolm right there. What's up, Malcolm? It's cinematic. You're cinematic. So great at this type of concept. Yeah, so the great thing is with Death Battle, when people are given a topic, they have to be creative around the topic. We're seeing very creative approaches. Arguably, the one that was only a dragon, which is the Wyvern, was like the worst of the three. Even though the warrior was like poor execution, the concept is really creative, and I really like to see that. And that's like a really nice thing to push in a competition. So, well done. All right. I seen you do better. Like the plane one was so much better. You know what I mean? The dog fighting, that's so much better. But hey, I don't know. Maybe Malcolm agrees. I think the plane one is like a more unique spring action too. It's like crossing. That one is, it's like, that's the simplest spring action I've seen you do. It just like goes forward. Right. At the end of the day, all it's doing is going forward. Okay. I'm going to stop my camera here so you can see this one a little bit better. This is dinosaurs. We have hunting, which is a T-Rex with a Stegosaurus. We have zombie Brachiosaurus, which is this one. And we have Pyroraptor. And I think the voting on this one is actually going to be pretty hard because they're all kind of mid. Sorry to say, and now hear me out. Let me explain why. Again, I'm being honest here. Not sugarcoating. They all, so okay, so the problem with A and C, the subject matter is cool, but they're a little crispy is how I describe it, or a little deep fried. This one, not as much. This one, much more so. Like, if we look here, we have Stegosaurus, but the Stegosaurus is doing the splits, right? He's like not standing on his hind legs. He's got the weird flesh sticking out. Yeah, his neck has been bitten. His back spines, for one, on real Stegosaurus from skeletons we've found, the spines here are not stacked next to each other. They're they're staggered. So you got to be a dinosaur nerd to care about that, but okay, whatever. Basically, they shouldn't be pointing into each other. This T-Rex is, part of him's here, and then like his body is here, but then like his back broke, and now he's suddenly like the other direction. It's like this one's going this way, this one's going this way. The head is really cool. But yeah, this stuff with the neck, it doesn't work. It works for some of Paul's models. It does not work for me in this one. It's just like way too messy, especially like how nice the teeth are. And then it's just like really, really rough over here. So it's like the contrast of folding it just doesn't work. It just makes it look messy. Right. Even here, like arguably this could be cool, probably from the other side, but we get all this like mush here, and it takes away from the overall design. Ambitious subject though. So this could get some votes on cool factor. Let's talk about this one because I mentioned they're close. This one is more of a presentation issue. It's actually folded pretty cleanly and uses that like layer thing much more effectively, right? You can see all these points are clean. They're going the right direction. This is a little bit questionable, but at least the head makes sense, right? Like again, if we're talking about like a head box or a head skeleton, it makes sense. Like I don't know, bird skull here. I'm not drawing this well, but like the neck and then the rest of bird, like it makes much more sense. This area, I don't like it as much. And then honestly, this is mostly like the way the photograph and the shadows are that kind of ruined this section. It just highlights like these wrinkles, and then these could be cool, but they're just not highlighted based on how the shadow is flowing. And it needs to be here, not here. It's like maybe it was hard to balance because it looks like it's standing on its own, which is really cool. But man, that toe, it could have been just as good as this one. Like, that one's really good. This one is like weird, and this is good too. But so if I were to vote, I'd probably vote C over A, purely because A is just a little bit too messy for me. But let's talk about B, the zombie Brachiosaurus. This is really cute. It almost works for me. It really does. So, but even though it's cute, it's like this shape, like specifically here. It's an Among Us. It's an Among Us body. Okay, sorry. I apologize for that one. It almost works. Like if I don't know the name, I wouldn't know it's zombie. I would just think it's some weird like, oh, you use the layers to like add weird color. And sure, we don't have like actual references from life on what the skin was supposed to look like, but for me, the color change that is like forcibly done like this with just like swivel folds and a flap, it doesn't look intentional for me. It doesn't look very clean. Like unlike the pajama squid, where all those stripes where like the seams were pretty hidden, is like this one has like this thing running through it, and it really doesn't. I don't know. It makes it look kind of forced color change. Now with context, that's a zombie one. It's like okay, maybe it makes sense, but I don't know. And then that's like a red light at the end of the tail. I don't know, but it's cute. It's cute. I think it would be cute without the red. I think the red is just kind of weird with it. So yeah, I don't know. All three have some issues. This one's probably folded the best. It's just like photography is kind of rough. This one, I explained it, and then yeah, but interesting. I think that vote could be close. I don't know a clear winner for that one. That's a pretty good drawing. Thank you. Sorry, guys. I had to do it. Yeah, the head of the Brachio is kind of cool. It's probably based on Zombie Brachio from Primal. So like maybe with the context it works, but again, for a battle where it requires someone to know a reference, that's kind of tough. You know what I mean? Alrighty, this one is super cool. It's logos. This is a much harder topic in general, and for people who don't know about the top right one, it is again, this could be an issue of context. It is the national emblem of Indonesia. So hey, shout out to Indonesia. Y'all have a pretty cool emblem. Now, what's funny with this topic and me talking about recognizability, logos is intended for a business to build a brand. We know, I can draw this really bad. Nike swoosh. You watch a movie, DreamWorks. Maybe if you're Indonesian, you know that. Or if you know about Indonesia, you know about this. Or if maybe you like history, you'll know about it. This is a multi-billion-dollar company. This is a multi-million-dollar company. I mean, Indonesia's pretty big, but in the demographic of Origami Dan, we don't have a whole lot of Indonesians. So by brand competition alone, this is such a good choice. It's so strategic because you're going to have so many people able to recognize it. Arguably, this needs to be shown better to really sell what it is. The shoe silhouette from this angle is not very good. Like, it should be right your foot, and then it goes up into this. Oh, I drew this wrong, but you get what I mean. Like, you're if you look at your own shoes, they're a little bit longer than this one is like it's like that instead of like, okay, well, even still, like, this is bad, but like I think you can tell what I'm saying. However, it's good enough that it's kind of insane. And especially when you look at further details of how crazy these color changes are to do all the logo stuff. This Nike is 3D just like on the real shoe, and we conveyed laces in a pretty cool way. Also, for a toe box, like, man, the side profile, that's really good. Really, really good. So I'm just nitpicking at the silhouette. The DreamWorks one, really cool. Unfortunately, from a, I mean, it's a little bit rough. The moon is not mooning very well. I think this portion's pretty good, and I can still like recognize what it is, but it just looks a little bit sloppier. So if I'm going between these two, it's like, okay, Nike shoe. It's just like catches my eye a bit more. Now, the Indonesia one, this color change at a technical level is pretty insane to stack with like feather details, uh, scales for feathers, right? We have this claws around the crest. And then, like, look how many feathers there are here. Unfortunately, also from a technical perspective, well, while there are much more details and complexity, uh it's almost too much where the shape suffers a little bit. Like, I get that this is the crest, but because it's the same color, like, this bird is a little too chunky that it's like making the shield harder to see. And then we just don't have, there's too much going on to really see how cool the claws are going around this banner thing. And then the wing shape, it does kind of match the emblem, but it's not the greatest wing shape, especially with these pleats. Um, and we have all this detail in the, honestly, what's drawn me away from the wings probably is the detail in the feathers here, and then like the lack of pleats for the feathers, or like swivels and individual scales for the feathers here. If you look at Mark's wings, shout out Mark Ogami again, who did a horse. He has really good wings. He like does the scale feathers in this level, and then has the straight ones for the long feathers here. So he's got short feathers, long feathers. These ones are, it just looks like long feathers, and then it's got interrupted. But pretty cool. I think this Nike one is it's just so smart. All right, let's see what y'all think. Indonesia emblem, while being a great, felt a little out of topic. Yeah, it's also a little bit not like a logo. That could be said too. Reza might go. It's like 25 Nikes per year. Yeah, but like um branding wise, marketing wise, the demographic of Dan members who live in Indonesia or are part of Indonesia's market or contributed to their GDP versus the people in Origami Dan who either have Nike shoes and contribute to their GDP or have friends with Nike shoes. I think there's a lot of people Dan is pretty international, which is awesome. I think there's not as much Indonesia representation yet, and maybe one day that'll change, right? But even if I took like I don't know, some emblem from the UK, and there's a good amount of Europeans, it still probably wouldn't, then it's like an age demographic thing. Like Nike is very relevant to like a lot of age range. An emblem. I mean, maybe people in the UK are, they know a lot about their country, but other people might not know about the country so much too. You get what I mean? Did I watch the new Spider-Man movie? I'm watching it tomorrow, so no spoilers, please. But I'm excited. The shoes almost look like an AI model to me. Yeah, it's yeah. Okay, here we go. So many insane models in round one. Yeah, did I mention the prize pool is nearly $2,500? I think with that prize pool, the incentive of it worked, right? Good incentive, insane models. People are going really hard, which is great. Here we have pirate as the theme. And we have pirate ship by the GOAT Faraz. And then we have Kraken by 2 or 3 time Death Battle winner Forger. The genius designer who everyone else cannot comprehend the crease patterns because it's the crease pattern for this one, my guess, it's probably just like something like that. I don't. Okay, not that part. Yeah, but that's basically it's not too far off maybe from what Fortune did. I don't know, but okay. So this is the one I wanted to talk about, where like we have a really cracked champion, and then we also have a very cracked designer in general. Forger has some awesome stuff. I have a Forger model that's really insane. This one, I don't really know what's going on. Not gonna lie. Like, maybe this is the Kraken head. And then jaws. And then like body, tentacles. And each tentacle has like, oh, this is Dex. Oh, my bad, guys. Okay. Never mind. I was about a flame Forger. Wait. Why did I think it was Forger? I'm just dumb. Okay, this is Dex. Sorry, Dex. You're about to get flamed here. Dex has been doing a lot at 22.5. Has a really good Ichthyosaurus with color change. Okay, come on, Dex. What is this? What's going on, bro? I don't know. It's not my favorite from Dex. I think for a Kraken, this is kind of like a recognizability thing. There's so much going on that I don't know what's going on, and that's a problem. Whereas the GOAT Faraz, who normally does flat 2-dimensional or 2D color change stuff, hits us with the signature in a 3D form. And the 3D form is exquisite. It's just boat and then amazing color change. Amazing color change. I could get picky and be like, all right, this is like forced, kind of like that Brachiosaurus, but the image is so clear. You know what this is, right? Immediately. It works. so well. Like, okay, maybe this is kind of gross. Uh, and like, what is all this stuff? Like, this is very forced. But black and white, great color contrast. 90% of people, they're not even going to worry about that. They're going to see this, and they're going to see this, and that's a instant win for me. This, like, I just spent like 5 minutes trying to figure out what Dex's Kraken was supposed to be. And sure, the structure might be completely insane. This might be 22 and a half. But come on, bro. What is this? What is this? What are these? Even if we look at like the closest real life thing, which would be like a colossal squid, which the tentacles do have hooks, it doesn't look like this. Or even vampire squid, and those have hooks. It doesn't. They're not on top of the suckers, right? It'd be like a tentacle, and then the hooks are like underneath. So, yeah, interesting. I also like, I don't know, craft paper. Craft paper is minus points for me. Okay, let's go to. Okay, this one's interesting. This one's really interesting. Raise the flag into the third dimension for real. That's what I always need to say. I think Froz in the last death battle like went out of his comfort zone and did mermaid, and it was like, it wasn't the best. This pirate ship, yeah, that cooked so hard. For real, we didn't get into Origami to draw pictures. That's so funny. Pretty crazy when understood. Maybe, I don't know. I think Dex has a lot better designs. Maybe he just didn't have time. I know he's about to be busy, so maybe I'm guessing he just didn't have time to do a quality submission. Oh, Uncle Ramsey, has been lightning. Hope to see you at Pops. Yes, I will be there. I think I can make this month, and tomorrow I'm mailing some of those Tantadon magazines for you. So have a great night. That's my origami uncle in my local group. There he is. There's the goat. What's up? What's up? What's up, Faraz? We just talked about how you cooked. All right. I let this marinate for y'all a bit. This is weapons. We have Cupidon, God of Love, the strongest weapon in the world. Ah, very nice, very nice. We have Kino from Kino no Tabi, and we have a PGM Hecate. Hecate, I'm guessing. It's a sniper rifle. Oh man. Now for me, I'm gonna look up what Kino from Kino no Tabi is. I am not familiar. But the fact I'm having to look it up might say something about what I think about the submission. Okay, so I think what's going on, this is like a character. And this is, from my understanding, like a hat with goggles or glasses. And then face, hair, question mark, coat, and gun. And then cloak. Okay, so I mean, this, I talked about humanoids. This shares, the same, torso box issues that I have. The arms and the neck are kind of lacking. Same with the face. I think the main issue though is it might be too niche. I don't know the character, and I can't attribute it to a close character just from looking at it. I have to like get context, and that's already tough in a competition. Yeah, other things is just like this is anatomy stuff. Like this leg's broken. Um, Honestly, this foot is pretty good with the pants. This foot is like great. This one is not. Um, so you know, if was even if this was cohesive and then like the clothing was done nicely and the body was done nicely, and the hat was done nicely, so it like conveys more of a person, I think that would have been a stronger chance. It would still just have a hard time with the like recognizability thing to get votes. And the main thing as well, the you know what could have been is this gun could have been good, and I guessed it was a gun, which is good enough. But if you're gonna do a gun, because I've done them, like if we're going to the realm of complexity, it's not too hard to define a barrel, a chamber, and a handle. And the proper, okay, honestly, the hand is on this is really bad. And if it's like different structure, handle, this is a flintlock, right? Trigger. This is like super unrealistic to what a real musket pistol looks like, but I have a noticeable trigger. The handle's kind of bad. Barrel, right? You just need like a little bit more to sell that as a gun. So like even with mine, you can be bad. You can be bad, and this won second place, right? It just needs to be like identifiable enough. I think if you watched my shorts, you know why this is really bad. Like this is arguably a really bad model. But it was enough. So all right, let's talk about the next subject. This one. This is Cupid or Cupidon. And I am here. Okay, so we got bow, we got arrow. Arrow's actually pretty nice. Bow, okay, so again, when you do things like this, just like the pistol, it's got to look like it's holding a pistol. This is not how you hold a bow. Even from this arm position, the bow should be like here, right? And then it would like look more like a bow. Okay, and this is recurve. So, but instead now it looks like, oh no, I'm dropping my bow. It's falling. So that doesn't work for me. Cleanliness, that's really unfortunate, but it's really noticeable. Here we have no neck. So design wise, there's just not enough. It looks like the hinge is here. 2-unit flap, 1-unit flap, 3 units neck. You technically have enough room to do this rabbit ear, which would be here. You have enough room. It's just that you use the 2 full units to make the face. And again, if you did the thing where I talked about, you want to convert the 2 units into 1 unit, so it's like here, then the face would be better proportioned, and you have enough space for the neck, right? And then your hair on top. This arrow is nice though. Okay, last thing is from Cupids I've seen, normally the wings are coming from the back. I've only seen like butt wings from anime, and I don't know, it's kind of weird. But maybe that was intentional too. All right. This is maple syrup, right? Maple syrup. One of the most cracked folders I've ever seen. If you go back to the Peacock vlog of 2023, I have a small portion where Maple is showing a square twist samurai. This that fits in my hand. That's actually shaped well. And that was my introduction to Maple. After that, everything I've seen from Maple, sure, there might not be perfect. They might be too complex, a little messy, but they're all good enough and insane enough that like if we have like this curve of I don't know, cleanliness, complexity, they're both C. Right, like it's like so far this way that like sure it's not like that clean for some of them, but like it's enough and it's like insane enough that it's just actually wild. So, you know, if you nitpick, it's like all right, you know, you can see it's a little bit like, you know, crumply or like crinkly or whatever. However, the overall shape and form and details still make it actually so nuts. Like the magazine has volume. You have a clear magwell. The scope is cantered, like it's like a real scope. Who cares if I can still see the grid lines or that it's like not perfectly cylindrical? It's scope. It's got the chart. Actually, this is not the chart change. This is just to carry the rifle. We got a Picatinny rail. We got Picatinny rail up here, and they're not clean, but I can tell it's a Picatinny rail. Muzzle, flash hider, whatever. Adjustable stock, like it's just so crazy. And you can look at a picture of a sniper rifle and just know it's a sniper rifle. Like it's actually so nuts. I think we know who's winning this one. If I had known Kino, I could have voted for it, but I don't know what it is or where it came from. Yeah, that's a good. Yeah, that's how a lot of people are going to feel, I think. Maple's so cracked. True. Yeah, she's kind of nuts. How does Maple create such? I have no idea. Maple's knowledge is beyond mine. So, all right. Is this the last one? We have made it to the last group. No. Never mind. I was like, is it over already? Definitely not. Okay, sorry. We'll go a little bit faster. Games. I love this one. This is probably one of the craziest seeds to be in. Like, unfortunate for all three folders here, or designers here. Every submission is great. Definitely, this is Gyarados. Anyone who likes Pokemon knows this is Gyarados. Obviously, this is not Gyarados, and it's just a violent sea dragon. But the pose and everything, like, you don't even have to play Pokemon. You could have just like seen people opening packs and kind of have a small context of Pokemon. But Pokemon itself is already, it's like Nike. Maybe it's even bigger than Nike, especially in relevance right now. Actually nuts, and design wise too. Like, oh my goodness. Here we have a great use. So, you know, we saw in some of the dragons that there's these pleats, but nothing was done with them. Here, things are done with them, right? It's even pattern, almost even. This one's a little bit, yeah, but it's like it's good enough, so it works with this curve, and it looks like the belly pleats of the actual thing. Like, this model looks good, most likely from all three sides. Like, you can just rotate it, and that's something that Winston is really good at. Is his folds are, you can look at it from every side, and it's gonna be gorgeous. Captured the face good enough to like here is like where the eye should be, and it's still aggressive, right? He has the eye box. Even if this is kind of weird, no one's gonna pay attention. They're gonna just see it and be like, oh yeah, the box looks good enough, right? You can just tell. but the head is good enough. Got cool color change. This fin, this is Winston's specialty. Beautiful pleats. Like, man, actually insane, but also kind of insane. Out of nowhere, we got I think this is Plop. Plop. Okay, sure, this is not the cleanest, but yo, it's a laptop with a creeper. Like, is that not cool? Also, one of the largest games in history, Minecraft. Great choice. Minecraft's still relevant today. Okay, like keyboard's not perfect, but like you can tell it's a keyboard. And it's also an action model. Come on. Yeah, Plop. Cooking. Is it going to win the vote over the other two? Hard to say, but in that, like, man, what a great show for Plop. Like, coming up with this. It's so creative. And then we have, okay, I'm going to hide my board again. Yu-Gi-Oh! Another, like, top card game, video game, anime, you know, media in general. Good picks all around on topic. We have, okay, even if you don't know Yu-Gi-Oh, we have Dragon fighting, right? And like these forms are pretty decent. I don't really know what's going on here, but I think this is like the Yu-Gi-Oh deck. If people who know Yu-Gi-Oh better than me, you can tell me. But I think that's what this was going for. But like, man, the dragon is actually so cracked. I think if there's anything, like this is the... If it was just this dragon, okay, I don't know if this, like, if this was in the dragon contest, just the dragon, you know, it might not beat Malcolm, but like, A, it's got a chance. Like, that dragon's kind of insane. It could be also like a little bit hard to tell what's going on here. But yeah, I'm pretty sure this is like the deck. This is really good. This is a great set. All three submissions, really good. It's gonna be hard. I have no idea. I can't predict who's gonna win. Winston went strong with just a pure individual model, super strong. This is like complexity, well done dragon, and then Plops is like it's so cool. It's just like a novelty thing. Even if the folding isn't as technical or clean, it's like, I mean, here's the thing: you go with box clean, you grid, and you choose a game like Minecraft where it's all pixel and grid and block based. Genius, right? Like you can get away with the stuff. So the prop compliments to all three people here. Actually insane. Oh, what's up, Plop? Yeah, you cooked. Unfortunately, these two also cooked. So yeah, we're gonna see. But yeah, what a round. Oh man, okay. This is another round that is also maybe one of the best rounds as well. I don't know if I said about the other one. This one might be even better. Oh my goodness, these are actually so insane. Okay, so we got Uncanny Mr. Incredible. And if you aren't familiar with any of these memes, okay, if you're not familiar with this meme, that means you're not terminally online. And that's okay. But I think most people will know what this meme's from. And if you're from my generation, you for sure know what this meme is. And if you look at Instagram comments, you'll have seen the GIF. And if you're, it's the same thing. If you've been at Instagram comments, you've seen this one. You don't even need to know, what's the original context from? Is this, it's not Shenron, it's, or is it Ghidorah? I forget if it's Dragon Ball Z or something else. But like, you've seen this. Okay, let's go into it. Now, I'm gonna kind of call out Ronick here. This one's really good. But your flip book, which you submitted for the monthly contest, which has no monetary prize, is arguably better. However, you still somehow had time to. This is really great. Oh my goodness. The cigarette, fire, like color choice is on point. This is a good way to do fire, right? It's like it's simple, it's not anything too much. It's 3D, it's consistent with the other one. Like this could have easily turned into looking just messy. But because they're the same, it just conveys fire enough. And that's all you need. Dog, arm on the chair. Ronick is really good at this stuff. Very evident. This is chair. Right. Pretty easy. Cigarette. Everything's okay. This is fine. Literally. And then, oh man. Who did this, Mr. Incredible? LDM. Carrot. Who, Carrot won the last death battle with integrating this 2D color change stuff into like actual models. Kind of insane. And then this is just like another example of wow. Actually drawing in origami. Man. So good. This one, dude, the meme executed actually so well. Like the presentation on the blue too. It looks like the meme. It's got these goofy pleats, and then like the goofier cartoon one being like really derpy with it's like it is the exact meme to a T. Folding wise, a little rough, but at least I can still tell what's going on, and I think a majority of people will be able to tell what's going on, and that's that matters a lot more than the cleanliness. However, it is against this and this. So then the cleanliness will be taken into consideration. But man, really well done from everyone here. Like this is crazy. For memes, like what does this say? If the best ones are about memes, like that's awesome. Ah man, okay, this one's also good. We got rodents. Let me read the chat a little bit. Literal bloodbath, yeah. Yeah, ultimately, Plop, you did as like crazy. It's just like actually unfortunate you're against those people, because they also cooked. But huge shout out to you, honestly, Plop. Like it's such a good submission. Oh, Ghidorah. Okay, it is Ghidorah. Prize is 2,500. Yeah, so the winner will receive a plane ticket to the next CFC convention, which is in Italy. And if you live in Australia, the plane ticket to Italy is pretty expensive. I'm just estimating 2,500 for like a round trip plus like the CFC ticket plus food or whatever cost. But that's like prize pool. We also have cash sponsorship from Paper Tree. Shout out to Paper Tree. And then cash sponsorship from a bunch of individual contributors and like other prizes. So like it's kind of insane. Even if the ticket is like $1,000, I think I'm not clickbaiting with $2,500 prize pool. All right, what do we even look at first? This one. Okay. Dakota versus KC versus. Oh my goodness. All right, okay. Let's highlight this one first. The beaver with the log. I'm from a city called Beaverton. We have a lot of beavers. This is a really nice beaver, actually. I gotta say, with simple forms like the boxiness, it's really cute. And the head is a beaver. This is like a really good. This is a really good beaver. And the beaver is also connected to a floor and a log. Now the log could be a little bit more log-like, But I think this is actually such a great submission. As someone who has been around beavers, maybe that's a little bit of bias. Really great. However, in the competition round against these, um, oh my goodness. All right, let's look at this one next. This one's really cool. So again, we have a floor. We have a table that's actually very clean. Very clean. I'm guessing is this cheese and mice. I think some of these mice aren't as good as some of the others, but it communicates the message well enough. And this is actually like a really insane. Oh, this is the cat bell. Okay, like the subject matter itself is just kind of insane. Color change done really nicely. It, actually, just insane. And then this one, also composition insane, multi medium genre tech of like this is like corrugation or springs or like origami toys to make a spring. And then like representational doing geometric with this and then some crazy stuff with this stuff. And they made the layers clean, right? They glued the layers tight so that it communicates well. Even for the cheese, sinking this to make it look like a bite was taken out of. Oh my goodness. Like how insane are these submissions? And like even this one is so good. It's actually so good. And it's just like, oh man, unfortunately it's against this. And this is so good too. You know, I think this one will get some votes just from awe factor of people who like don't look at this one long enough. But man, like this submission could beat some other submissions if it was in a different genre for sure. It was paired up against them. It's very cute. This is like a great origami model. But man, all right, it's kind of insane. I've said that a lot. Okay, next one is transportation. It's really funny that this could have been trains, it could have been cars, could have been anything, but the two contestants actually chose like the same subject. Was it basically what two like a marsupial and or lemurs? They're not marsupials. Are lemurs marsupials? Okay, maybe not, but either way, it's like the parent and the kid right on top. Now this one is going to be. This is very ambitious, very complex with the color change. This one has color change, but significantly less and significantly less complexity in general. It's just literally a box and then like the possum face. And same thing with the babies on top, just possum face, you know, slight inclination of the feet, but it works a lot better than this where there's like full color change, full appendages, fingers and toes on both. But unfortunately, it's too much, and the color change just wasn't clean enough. Like if I look at this, I see color change and I see the messiness and the mistakes. And like, why'd you valley fold this one instead of rabbit ear it so you don't have a weird seam coming up? Uh, why didn't you shape the toes? One, two, three, four, five, six. Is there six toes? Or is that just like the layer splitting out? You know what I mean? It's like the color change on the tail is really cool, but it's is the execution is suffering for sure here. A lot of potential. This might need like a paper double the size to get it to look a little bit closer, but yeah, like too ambitious, too ambitious. It's like, oh, even if this one on its own, it's like a little messy too. Like I don't know those are possums. I think this one I know. These ones I might not know, but this one it more so it almost ints itself because of how messy it is that it's giving this one a better shot. Unfortunately. Yeah, if the lemur was clean, it'd be crazy. Oh, snap. Someone joined a membership. Origami Dad. Yo, thanks for joining the membership. Um, Let me know if you access the Discord if you need your roles bumped up. But thanks for supporting. Welcome to the membership. There's a lot of cool stuff. Yeah, feel free to hit me up. And then next time I stream, which I don't know what it is, if you need something reviewed, at the beginning of the stream we reviewed the members stuff, and that's just a little benefit of the members. Oh, see ya, Iron Wolf. Thank you for your great work as mod to Origami Dan. Okay. Interesting, right? Atlantis. Okay, so we have a Sea Dragon Warrior, we have Poseidon's Steed, and we have Forgotten God. Oh, interesting. Is this not Poseidon though? Or is it this one that's forgotten? Maybe this is a reference to in mythology, like did Poseidon steal something from someone else? Um I know a little bit, but maybe I'm just not informed well enough. Okay. I think these are pretty equal. At least A and B are close. This is nice. This trident here. This is really nice. This is a really nice weapon. The Sea Dragon too. Awesome. Nicely folded. Can I immediately tell what it is? Not really, but I can tell it's mythology. This one. Poseidon's dead. Can I tell what it is? I can tell it's Poseidon with the trident and a hippocampus. I think the hippocampus is is really good actually. Uh, this nose is a little weird with the like. It looks like he's looking up into the sky like, oh no, what's happening? And then like kind of looks like I don't know the shape of his face is kind of bothering me. And then maybe the trident looks better from a different angle, but this angle is really bad for the trident. And also, ooh man, his torso, his legs are so short, and his hands are so big. So little proportion issues, but man, hippocampus is really nice. This one, do I know what it is? I feel like it's Poseidon here. I'm not sure the context with the like. I'm guessing that okay, this belongs to this guy, and he stole it, and this guy's forgotten. It's a scuba person with flippers. It's a scuba diver. Oh, interesting. Okay, well, oh, so he's like rediscovering an old statue of Poseidon. Okay, it's a little bit hard to tell. Toes. It would have been better if you didn't have the toes. If you want to do toes, okay. So where's paper? Do I even want to demonstrate this? Okay, you can look at your own feet. If you're going to do a foot, if you just pleat like this for toes. Okay, I know I didn't do enough toes. Do you see this? Doesn't look great. Again, like, it makes it not foot shaped. And to get rid of that, all you really need to do is go like this. And then you can have actually a nice transition unit in that pleat, as long as the pleat is the right size. And then you can do the same thing for the next one. Now I'm going fast, but like it, at least the pleat hides it, even if it is messy. And then because, okay, ideally it still maintains its like boxed shape. In order to shape it back into the foot, you have this room. Like you can make this a bunion or the side of the foot. And okay, this is a really bad example, but right, it's a little bit easier to shape it back into a foot. And we have like a C, even though we don't have this in our real toes, it like denotes a flat. Okay, you can look at a hand, right? We have the flat and then we have the fingers. It doesn't like, I don't know. It's like, it's close. You could just do it a little bit better and then you'd have the toes. You know what I mean? I have done this for some toes really well, and it like, I don't know, it had the potential. But yeah. Also, yeah, it's close. It's like it's a little bit better execution, and this could be crazy. I don't know about the scuba diver. It's very ambitious, cool subject, really complex subject. Execution a little bit unfortunate. Oh, man, this next one. I didn't really show how it's done. I'm trying to think if I have a model where I did it. I don't think I have it here. Oh, I might have a photo of the hand one. Did I do a good job on it? Is the real question. Oh, okay. Okay, this is not for the feet, but it's the same principle. Bro, where is it? It's my open book. Okay. And like, okay, it's not perfect, but you get to shape the hand more when you have this done. And because we're not trying to be fully accurate, it sells the fact as a hand. And then what you got to do when you have this, and because it's like this, okay, even if it is really messy here, you can use the underside and swivel it to round it out on each one. And you have space to like shape. And all you need is like a little thing like that for each finger to like be just a little bit better, just to communicate it a little bit. Like obviously if I zoom in, it's not that great. Okay, but you can see like it's the nice transitions though. Like it's actually pretty decent. I am missing a finger there, but oh. OBB comp by the way, with Winston. Make sure to join it. Scorpion crease pattern page is broken. Yes, that is intentional. It is no longer a public crease pattern, unfortunately. Okay, cats. I really like this group too. I mean, it's hard not to like cats. All right, so we have indoor cat hunting. Oh, that's a little dark. We have mittens, my coffee, and we have Puss in Boots. Shout out Shrek. All right, let's start with this. This is okay. All of these are so creative. We have house, we have cat, like shadowed cat silhouette. We have, I'm guessing this is a rabbit or some small rodent that the cat is about to hunt. And then we have like, to get the house thing, it's like there's depth. There's a lot of depth. It's, you know, it's roof, backdrop, floor, rabbit, cat. That's super creative. Pretty nice. You know, not the cleanest thing, but like the idea is really nice. The rabbit, a little bit hard to tell, but like for the concept and the theme, this is super cool. Yeah, again, unfortunate they're against this. Man. 2D color change. Round. Hello? Round? And then look how cute these paw prints are. Oh my goodness, they're so cute. They're so cute. And then, oh, just kidding. It's not 2D. It's 3D with this really nice cup with the coffee color change inside. Oh man, like what even is this? This is wizardry. This is insane. Like how, what? How do you even think of this? Like, and it's telling a story, right? Like it makes sense. Knocked over the cup of coffee, the cat stepped into coffee, and it's the paw print stains. Man. This Puss in Boots is great. Feather, textures, technicality, perfect. Hats are hard to do. Amazing. Did the cartoon like very origami looking face? Works perfectly, especially with the rest of the model. Nothing's too detailed. It's simple, it's clean, it works. The form's good. The proportions are great for a cartoon character. The boots, very important. Great. Okay, maybe a little bit too thin here. Whatever. People aren't looking there. They're looking at this amazing hat and feather. I like this more. I don't know if this is gonna be everyone, but this is a story. And the execution is peak. I don't know. This is hard. These are really good. But like this one speaks to me. It's so insane. Right? You don't always have to be super complex. Like this is bordering super complex, even though it's more, you know, stylized. And honestly, this is pretty complex too. But like you don't have to appear complex to just like this is so good. This is like one of the best against all the submissions, even the really crazy ones like the rat trap. Yeah. Man. Someone said this looks like a carrot. I mean, that's fair. So like this one, it's good. It might not be perfect. It's not perfect. This one is near perfect, man. This is near perfect. Oh my goodness. When's the next comp after 11? I don't know. I approached someone to have a diagram if they're ready that we can do it, and they're a pretty high profile person. We'll see. But maybe next year, because I'm gonna be pretty busy with Leon coming up in October. Honestly, my schedule's kind of cooked. But yeah, I'm just gonna hope to finish all my tutorials, finish my brand deals, get to the conventions, and make like one or two more really cool models, and that'll be a good year. And then edit all the convention vlogs. I'm sitting on so much footage, so hopefully that goes well. If I get one more brand deal, that'd be super cool. But the ones I'm currently working on, they're paying pretty well and they're pretty exciting. So I'd call it a good year for me if that's all I do. And then we'll see what next year has in store. But I'm almost fulfilling all my goals, like tutorial month, keeping up with shorts, making a new series, I'm going to what, 5 conventions, like Chicago, CFC, Origami USA, Origami Palooza, uh Leon. I think that's 5. 1 year. That's a lot. I'm used to like one a year. So it's really fun. I'm very blessed to be able to do all this through Origami. It's kind of insane. Like this year, like the previous years, I think I was doing pretty decent. But this year was like from almost losing it all in January, getting my account hacked, my YouTube channel hacked, almost losing the Gmail, to like massive opportunities. And you know, okay, I haven't had the most views this year. Actually, no, just kidding. I did have the most views this year, just not on YouTube. But like brand, like the most brand deals, the most conventions. I'm special guests. It's kind of insane for me. So it's awesome. So thank all of you for helping support me through the way. And like that was kind of the reason I couldn't stream, is at the end of last year, I was also busy with like real work and then just trying to see what I needed to do to make YouTube work or Origami work more. And so I had to kind of cut the streams, which is a little bit sad because I needed to just like lock in and focus and like make tutorials, make videos, finish brand deals, look for brand deals, stuff like that. And like now we're kind of chilling. Like it worked. Like I focused and it worked, which is wild. Um, so yeah, now we can stream again. I don't know how often I'll be able to stream, but for Death Battle, like shout out to the volunteers and the mods for putting this on. It's like mostly them doing the work. I just help connect some of the sponsorships, but like the hard work is done by the volunteers and like this vote bot and all that, and the contestants folding all this insane stuff. Actually insane. So couldn't keep Madonna in France. We'll have to try with boys this year. Yeah. Now, do I stay in France or am I getting held captive in Germany? Can't wait for Leon. Yeah, I can't wait for Leon too. It's gonna be so exciting. 5 conventions is crazy. But how many have you done this year? I feel like, have you done more in a year before? There was a few years where you're going everywhere, but like your one China one is kind of like, I feel like that's equivalent to 5 2 weeks worth of stuff. It's kind of crazy. Come to India. Yo, shout out Himanshu. Actually, I had such great conversations with him, and him telling me about origami in India, kind of his experience, where he was very much a lone folder building up his own space and folding around him. Even now, for people in India, can probably say that like it's hard to be around other folders or find origami, but Himanshu, like 20, 30 years ago, still did it just on his own because he, for the love of the game, you know what I'm saying, and then was able to make a profession out of it. It's so cool. And now with like Nara, I think there's more opportunities for young people to get involved in just creating origami. Maybe not career wise yet, but like there's a lot of change happening. It's pretty sick. So maybe one day, big India convention, fly me out. I think it's definitely going to happen in the next 10 years at least. I'll be in Leon as well. True. Oh, just China this year. Okay. Well, China Leon. I mean, that's a lot. All right. So that is the death battle submissions. That is insane. I hope I know I was a little hard on some people. Hopefully it was constructive, and you could feel free to message me for advice. Like, my hope is that you guys just all get better at origami and continue to enjoy it. Some people don't like competitions, and they'll learn that. Some people do, and they'll learn that too. And it's kind of an awesome space to figure that out. Um, and yeah, the goal is just to fold and have fun. I know some people can get stuck in the competitive sense too much. So like, just be careful. Uh, Folding still meant to be fun, even though there's a lot on the line. But yeah, feel free to reach out to me. If you join a membership and you get some more premier access. Shout out again to the people who submitted here. We got Bork, F222, Mark, and Kai. People from all levels of folding design and experience. A lot to learn. I still have a lot to learn too. So it's great. Okay, let me think. So that is all the content I had ready for the stream. And it is getting a little bit late on my side. So I don't know how much more I'm going to stream. We're near the end of the stream. I'm trying to think if there's anything I want to announce or do before I end. Okay, maybe I should plug the OBB competition a bit more. Hold on. Let me all right. Whether you want to compete or not, head over to obbcomp.com. This is where my personal competition is happening. Open current competition. We have two. We got one by Winston Lee. He is a death battle contestant who made the purple violent dragon, which is totally not Gyarados. If you want to fold his designs, he's got this really awesome shark diagram. Again, diagram's really awesome. Winston model's awesome. I don't know when you'll be able to get this after the competition is over, but I'm actually extending the contest to September, I believe. So I know the website says August, but we're going to keep it going for a whole nother month. So that everyone has the opportunity to fold this in time. It's even death battle people. There's just more time. And also, if you just want the diagram because it's cool, then that's that. We also have Explory 22.5, which is a tool by Brandon, which is, it's not like the end all be all, but it's definitely helped some people start cooking. Maybe some people got the urge to design when they hadn't before. Like Ronick made this. Also Death Battle contestant who did the It's Fine meme from the base of this. So like, you can cook pretty hard. You know what I'm saying? Like, obviously the finished result isn't just this, but it gives a good starting point. And I like that Ronick, that long flap, he still makes the legs out of it. you don't need like two flaps. It's this, right? That's really nice. Is this also from Explory? Wow. Impressive. Nara. Cooked. This is nice. This is really nice. So yeah, you also have time to join this one. This one's completely free to join. So whatever you want, try it. Try to make something completely free. And yeah. Let's see, we even have some submissions for a shark right now. Okay, this one is on accident. I'll remove that. Well, we got some sharks coming in, and there is some cool prizes here, valued at about $100. So hey, not only do you get a cool diagram and potential at a cool prize, you also get Winston and me looking at your submissions, and it's pretty sweet. We also have a really cool guest judge from Japan who is going to be judging as well. So that's super exciting. Let me see. He folded it as well. Like quick test fold. It's kind of awesome. All right, people are DMing me. What's going on? Oh, Nara, do you want me to show the gallery on stream? Lock in for round 2. Yeah, Bodo, your voting is gonna be kind of interesting. I'm pretty sure you win, but that's a tough lineup. With wait, who was it? It was the cake. Actually, okay, I think you take that. I think you take that for sure. Unless if maybe people really are into cake at the time, then you might. Okay, so Nara hosted a competition as well. And here's the site. Society of Indian Origami Artists, a national origami competition. Okay, shout out Nara. You know, really bringing up India. It's so cool to see. And Nara said, like, not all of these submissions will count towards the competition, but there are certainly some that are awesome and will, according to the rules. So this is the gallery. And Nara, was this just a folding competition? All genre folding competition? I don't know the exact rules. Maybe you can share that in the chat. But I mean, I see a square twist samurai. Also, Nara's website is like a lot more refined than mine, so also very cool. Got a region, and I'm guessing these are all folded by people from India. So this is showing like the level in India is really leveling up. This is really cool. This is nice. This is really nice. Yeah, if you go back even to when Nara started folding, like Nara's leveled up a ton, but when he started, there wasn't as many people either. And look, now Nara has a community of people all folding complex. Nice. That's really cool. So this is awesome folding competition. I'm guessing there's no winner yet, but a winner will be announced soon. Pretty sweet. Just seeing a bunch of folders here is making me happy. Hey, well, I'm glad to see you in the stream. Welcome onto the stream. We are near the end of the stream. I don't know how long you've been here, but this makes me happy too. You know, I haven't streamed in a while, and there's this many people here to watch me judge and yap about cool folds. So that's super fun. Who sent me a message? Okay. All right, I think that is you take the cake. I think we're gonna end the stream there, and I still have to work on 2 new designs for this really cool brand deal. That I really wish I could share with everyone, but I can't, especially not live. But hopefully I can stir some excitement with that. My deadline is the end of the month, so in theory, you'll see it. I don't know if you'll see it at the end of the month. You'll see one of them at the end of the month, but the extra cool one, I don't know when you'll see that. Maybe mid-September or late September. But it's as long as I cook. I cooked really hard on this first one. The other 2, if I cook really really hard, like I don't know, it's pretty cool. I'm glad I cooked on the first one like fast enough. Like this is pretty rushed to do 3 in like 2 weeks, but should be fun. Should be fun. And yeah, book coming out, Origami Palooza. Okay, I think that's all. Thank you everybody for tuning in today. People watching the VOD, I hope you learned something. Leave a comment below if you're watching this in the VOD, telling me what you learned. If you even made it this far, would be crazy. But with that, that is the stream. More tutorials coming soon. Lost Guardian tutorial, which is gonna be accelerated tutorial, then open book, and then something else and more shorts with entertaining stuff and convention vlogs with tons of fun showcasing the origami community. I will see y'all in the next video. Cue the all this origami. All this origami. All this origami got me going kamikaze.